anybody, if you are been here the whole time or you're just joining us, hello. My name is Laura. Full name, username, LauraK483. I will be your GM or Dracula Master, I believe is the other title in this little system today. We are playing a system called Oops All Draculas, a D6 based system made by Jess Markram or Unseelie Jess. You can also play it with tarot cards, which I was going to do for myself, but I felt like I needed more practice doing that. So I'm just using D6s today, but you can use tarot cards, D6, or a mixture of both if you're playing at home. Think all the things you love about vampire tabletop RPGs, but we make it a lot less serious, a little more camp, and maybe not as gritty vampires as you're used to, or maybe gritty but with a softer side. Who knows? I have been GMing for a little while, so only my second time running this system. And I also am sick. I have a bit of a cold, under the weather, so bear with me if there's some awkward voice work or my lack of spoons energy today. Appreciate y'all for being here. Lovely. And for anyone wondering, my personal pronouns are she, her. Obviously, I don't really have specific character pronouns because I'll be playing a bunch of them today. Alrighty. So I will quickly set the scene, both for our players and for you guys watching or listening at home. And then we'll just get started right away. And again, we do have those charity donations that are incentives that are on the screen. So your donations can influence the gameplay with the $5 one or up. If you want to use them, to make sure you put in your donation message, like for if you're adding a D6, tell me what player you're giving it to, or if you're giving it to me, then feel free. Or you can remove a D6, but you have to let me know who. And if you donate enough to get a shitty animal drawing, you have to tell us what animal you want drawn, etc. Alrighty, here we go. And the setting, we're in modern day Toronto. We have Canadian vampires today, or at least now Canadian. Most of them did not start in Canada. And they live in a very distinctive mansion. Everyone knows that house. The spooky one, down the block. Dark windows, hardly anyone goes in or out, except maybe a strange-looking figure dressed, well, oddly would be a charitable word, and quite a few cats. Your parents or your partner or the neighbors all complain about how the inhabitants never look after their rubbish properly, and that must account for all the cats, as well as possums, raccoons, the occasional coyote. No one's really sure. Whenever you walk by, you feel like you're being watched, or maybe followed even. Like some presence is just behind you, beckoning you to enter, but you can't bring yourself to do it. Tonight is Halloween, and you instinctually stay away from that house even more than usual. Kids dare each other to ring the bell, throw a rock at the window. No one's ever done it. Everything about the house screams at outsiders to stay away. Yet when you see people entering today, you can't help but wonder, who are they? What do they do in there? What makes them so beautiful or mysterious or horrifying that you can't get them out of your head? And maybe what would it like to befriend one of them? Our Draculas today are opening up their doors for the first time and hosting a Halloween party / costume contest to try and maybe shake this reputation. Try and finally stop being the creepy house, the house that no one likes, the house everyone's afraid to go into, the house of the weirdos, and maybe even get the homeowners association off their backs, perhaps. Because you also do live in a rather nice neighborhood, also why your house sticks out even more, because this is a very wealthy part of Toronto. All other houses are similar scale and size to yours, but they've all modernized, and yours has not. It is right before dusk, so you're getting ready to open the doors to your house, plan for your party. You're having your final roommate meeting. You're going over your decorations, your planned events, what you want to do, and reminder, the activity events within your house. You have the fun little sensory mini game where there's coffin boxes with holes in them. Guests can stick their hands in and try and guess what's inside them. Guess what body part is in there, but they are all, of course, made with edible human foods. No actual body parts are in there. You have some fake bats set to rig on wires and fly over the heads of guests at random intervals, but also to give you a place to blend in should you choose to partake in your shape-shifting abilities. You have various statues around your house mixed with real ones that are not statues at all, but are humans, body painted and performers, and ready to jump scare guests at random intervals. And of course, your midnight costume contest, and one room set up to be the DJ dance floor area, and a piano that you've rigged for the night, mostly to avoid anyone trying to be that attention hog where they're going to be like, look, I'm a virtuoso, and start playing gorgeous but unasked for piano pieces. So anyone who plays your piano for more than 30 seconds, the lid will slam shut and a hand will reach out and try and grab them. Fake hand, of course. All your weapons, which are normally out for decor, all your various antique, historic blades, axes, maces, flails, knives, swords, daggers, have all been moved upstairs, out of reach of your guests. And as far as refreshments, you yourselves have blood bags that you have acquired through various means. Some of you have connections. Some of you maybe use some of your telepathic abilities to acquire this. Some of you may have just done a good old-fashioned smash and grab, but you subsist off of, or willing human donors that you find on your hunts as well. But you have blood bags that you can drink from, and to make it not weird, the party, you have fake blood bags that have fruit punch in them as like a themed drink for guests, and you keep your real ones in the kitchen, which is off limits. And on top of that, there is also, let me find my list. There we go. There are lady fingers painted to look like actual fingers. There are bleeding heart cupcakes, which are vanilla cupcakes with a raspberry filling, that and little heart candies in there. There are Jell-O, eyeballs, veggies, and pumpkin seed hummus. You have an order for pizzas to arrive halfway through the party. Strong request for no garlic anywhere on those pizzas. And then other than the fake fruit punch blood bags, which there are spiked and non-spiked varieties, you also have a cauldron with a dry ice effect containing witch's brew, which you heard there was this trend where people at universities just throw a bunch of liquids in and like whatever booze or drinks or sodas are on hand and just make something out of it called jungle juice. This is your Halloween version. So you don't really remember exactly what you put in there, but there's various assorted liquids in there. And then of course there is bottled water as well. Is there anything else that you've come up with as a group, or you want to pitch to your fellow roommates right now to add to your party?
I have a pitch, and I would be very upset if we don't do this. We're going to add apple bobbing to the front door. They have to enter our house. They have to bob for an apple. It's a great way to break the ice. I can promise. I swear. Kids these days do it.
I don't know if that's true, but okay, if you want to do it, we can.
I mean, I am the teenager here.
Sure, if you say so. I don't have any activities I want to add. Oh, I do want us to have this and just starts pulling out like bottle after bottle of like the edible sparkle dust you can put in drinks.
Amazing.
We're doing it.
You don't know where she's pulled this from because there seems to be no pockets in her dress. They just sort of appear from the folds of fabric. And she's just like, I think everyone's drink should be sparkly.
On that note, that is also a great reminder. We'll go one by one. We'll start with Quinn. I could maybe add a bit of detail, but tell us all what you're wearing to this party. Are you in a costume, or are you just in whatever you deemed party attire? Start with Quinn.
Quinn is theoretically in a costume. If anyone asks, she will tell you that they're dressed as the goddess Aphrodite. It's a real short, like teal blue dress with like several gold, like sparkly belts everywhere. She has got glitter on every inch of exposed skin, of which there is quite a lot. And has like blonde curly hair all piled up in like this really intricate but messy updo, and just full face of makeup, entire like pristine. This has taken her hours, and it's just sort of like, you know how when someone is wearing so much glitter that every time they turn somewhere they leave like a little shed of it behind them? That's the vibe.
Love it. What is Jonas? Where also, I just realized what your last name is. Your vampire.
Did you not? That was like my favorite detail. I was like, oh my god, the Jonas brothers.
No relation.
You're not like a third cousin.
I just think they really stole your whole brand.
Sorry, I'm paying attention, I swear. I have a lot of things to look at. What are you wearing?
Yeah, so Jonas is, the type of guy who's usually in his 50s but acts like he's in his 20s and thinks he's fooling everybody, but he's not fooling anybody. Jonas is 800 years old, and he also thinks he's in his 20s. So he is dressed like a meme, his favorite meme, which is I have the high ground. So it's like this bathrobe. This brown bathrobe,
I'm obsessed with him.
He's not very familiar with where this originated, because he's too young and hip to know where that came from. But yeah.
Amazing. Before we move on, we've had $100 donation. So FYI, first of all, thank you. Amazing. We've hit 800 for Trans Lifeline, and I believe Steve went to take a nap, so we can't up the goal yet, but we'll up it eventually. But amazing. And Fish,
what
Finley,
shitty animal
if
you
would
want.
like, if you'd like to do all of those incentives, that's more than enough. You can let me know if you want to add or remove a D6 to any of our players, and if you'd like a shitty animal drawing, or if you want anyone, barring me, to do an uwu voice because of my cold. I just don't know if I can commit to that right now, but someone else will happily oblige if you'd like. And just as we've hit the goal until Steve is back again to up it.
He's back.
Keep donating, guys. We can keep going. We can pass that goal. All right. Next, what is Flora wearing to this Halloween party y'all are throwing?
So Flora is dressed as a vampire, but you know when like people make like a handmade costume and you can tell it's handmade? It's one of those, but it's just various assortments of clothes that they have stolen from other people in the house, including a robe that may or may not look familiar.
Yep.
And it's one of those, like, those robes that are like the Dracula one where it's like the collar goes up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got her teeth out and everything, and it's just like
amazing.
If the inside of that cape is embroidered, I'm going to kill you.
It's just red. It's just red.
I don't believe you.
On that note, our fellow lover of robes and capes, Vratislav, what are you wearing today?
He's dressed like a very distant cousin of his. The very famous portrait where he has like the crown with like the red velvet cap with all the pearls. He's definitely donned a very fake mustache that he can just take on and off. He's dressed as Vlad Tepes. He's dressed as Dracula.
He's historical Dracula.
Yeah. And he's just like dressed in like red velvet, and it's just like, I am decked out today.
Love it.
I know who's coming, and I'm going to piss him off.
the spitting image of your cousin.
Thank you.
And Dracania, what are you wearing?
It's a repurposed robe.
Rope from the brain. It's a rope in half, and you've tied it with your arms.
I love it. Perfect. All right, so you've added apple bobbing. Is there anything else that anyone wants to add, both from my knowledge and your fellow roommates and audience at home? Is there anything else you're adding as a either activity or decorative element to this party?
I just realized I think we both were going to say it's not
It's not quite an activity.
That's what I was going to say. But go ahead. Mine's nothing really related to this.
Yeah, Quinn will just make the point of like, it's not really an activity, but like, so everyone knows I'm going to be performing. Just, to get people through the doors, make sure everyone's interested. My new album just came out, and like I'm touring it soon. So like I want the press, and I guess we want all the other people to come here. So yeah, I'll do a couple of little performances. I have a little mini set list I can work out, I think.
Shall we say your performance will be your performance will be after like the costume contest, because like the two highlights of the evening, it's like we announce the winner and then your performance will be like
we have to bait everyone in with it first and make sure they stay the full length of the party so that they get like the full effect.
Switch and bait.
Yeah, because you guys have put like some flyers out, like at local bars near you. You'd posted on your various like socials, but there was zero. Oh, that's really cute. That's not a shitty animal drawing. What do you mean?
I was
That's
gonna say, where's
That's
the
shitty.
shitty?
How dare you? But anyway, none of those things you did were gaining any traction. And then Quinn made one TikTok mentioning the party, and now it's like the place to be. And it's become like on those like blog TO websites, it's like top 10 things to do this Halloween, and yours actually like made the list.
Yeah. There was like comments of people being like, "Oh, I'm gonna fly in for this," and I had to be like, "Please don't. It's not that big a deal. You do not have to fly anywhere."
Yeah.
There's apple bopping. What do you mean?
Please do not fly across the ocean for this. Just if you're in Toronto, like it's not a big deal.
Jonas also shared that TikTok with his 6 followers.
That's
so-
absolutely where we got most of the traffic.
It's
It was from
probably-
Jonas's
100%.
repost.
Did
yeah.
you lose 2 familiars?
Oh no. So Jonas doesn't have any familiar IRL, but he does have almost 8 followers on Instagram.
Almost.
Love all
Oh,
those
He's
we're
made a
working
TikTok.
on it.
6. What a very important distinction, you know.
I want to make sure that we have the prime energy drink in the blue bottles, you know, the cool one, not just any of the flavors,
Oh.
because
Yep.
yeah, this is going to be a cool party.
Well, you're in your
It's definitely
prime.
gonna be
Sorry.
So as you're finishing up your plans, it's still, you don't expect guests to arrive for like another hour or so, because that's when like the start time was, and no one's gonna show up before then, because it's not cool to be like this kind of
No.
party. Like you still expect that'll just be the super keeners or the people who think maybe there's gonna be like a cover or it's gonna be impossible to get in later. But you definitely don't think anyone's gonna show up early. So it feels very weird when you hear a knock on your front door, but it's also a very dramatic, ominous, like it's almost like the person is really like drawing out the time between the knocks, and it's almost like they're using some sort of thaumaturgy like ability, like this knock echoes through your house and it's louder than it has any right to be. So you know this is definitely not a mortal that is knocking at your door.
Someone's compensating.
Oh.
okay. Rude.
Laura.
No.
What?
I think it's fair.
Laura's
Laura.
good.
I don't-
Be
No,
nice.
yeah. No, I think it's correct. Like, there's no need to be doing all of that.
See?
It doesn't matter. I'll go get the door. And so she'll walk down and open the door.
Can I follow?
I will.
Yes.
That's you can all go.
you cannot.
Trips him.
I'm just playing with my laser sword. Which is part of the meme package that
Incredible.
Amazing. So those of you that are going to the door, you open the door and you see, for everyone but Quinn, this would be a familiar face. For this is someone that only do you know personally, although it's been about 100 years or so, give or take, since you've seen him. You would know him anyway because he is the exarch of the chapter of vampires from which you all came from, and technically Quinn, even though she's never met him, but being a new vampire, still a fledgling in vampire years, there's a reason you haven't seen this individual. This is Casimir, again, vampire exarch. Actual age 710, looks to be maybe early 40s. Has very flowing, lustrous dark hair, goes to maybe like here-ish, like just past his shoulder a little bit. Prominent aquiline nose, pale skin, rather thin, like his lips are a bit disproportionate. The upper lip is fairly thin compared to a more fuller lower lip. And he has been trying for years to use like tinted lip balm and a little bit of like a flush of blush to try and give his skin that like flush of life appearance. But no matter how many members of his polycule he asked to help him with this, he still hasn't quite got it mastered if they're not there to apply it for him. So it looks a little bit like, you know, when kids play with makeup for the first time, like the blush is here rather than like the apples of your cheeks kind of thing. But he's trying. And he is very, very tall. And he has what today will fit in perfectly in place because it's Halloween. But he is wearing that kind of like stereotypical like period vampire male, where like the flowy shirt, think like Astarion's shirt in Baldur's Gate 3, his camp shirt with like the white ruffles and the gathered sleeves, but then that loosen up, and a rather dramatically like cut with the laces to expose some chest. But then on top of that, cloak with the high hooded collar, which also is lined with velvet, but it is lined with purple velvet, not red, so you guys won't clash entirely. And then like rather tight fitted breeches, definitely hailing from an earlier time, and some lace up boots. He says, "Hello." Oh, hello, my cat's here. My familiar's here. Look at that. Like, so it was Dracania, Flora, and did everyone answer the door? But no, just you three. So yeah,
I think did all of us go down, or just us three?
No,
I don't think Jonas did. Quinn, Quinn is kind of like standing in the like hallway, half like watching Jonas, and half be like, "Is it the door?
He's gonna be like, Dracania, this love, it's been a long time. Hello," and he's gonna sit there and go to like he's gonna come in, but he stops and he's like, "Oh wait, you live here. I don't need invite." And like rushes in and goes and like hugs you both and is like, "Flora, darling, hello," gives you a hug, and says, "Bet you weren't expecting me, no?"
No, it's actually quite a displeasure for you to be here.
Is that any way to greet the leader of all vampires?
Yes.
You're lucky I'm here to give you reward, because otherwise, punishment immediately. I am here, other than Halloween, best day of the year. I'm here to reward you because you seem to be doing well in your mission. And he runs down the hallway, or like strides down the hallway, trying to be like with glorious purpose, and making sure his cape like kind of flows behind him, like adds a little breeze to make it dramatic. He's like, "You've managed to turn #1 pop star, and this will give us so much reach, influence, power. This amazing choice. Highly recommend. Cannot praise enough. Hello." And he does like a very dramatic, like low bow, holds out a hand, and introduces himself to you, Quinn.
Okay. You can stand up. That's fine. That's a lot. Hi, I'm Quinn. You're doing quite a bit here. What's your name?
Casimir, Exarch of Vampires, leader of all of Europe.
I don't think that's true.
Not mortal
but
Europe.
I'm still gonna put a little doubt on that, because like I don't know you. You could be saying anything to me. People frequently do, because they think it'll make me like them. Anyway, nice to meet you. I'm glad you think everything's going well.
Turns to the rest of you. Obviously still fledgling, but needs lots of work. You need to teach her manners.
We're working on it.
Hey, I don't have to have manners. It's fine. I didn't say anything rude.
Manners, important. Without manners, we are nothing more than various other supernatural beasts that walk the world. Manners are what make us stand apart.
Okay.
Man.
Exactly. See, this one knows, and gives you like a
Quinn,
condescending head pat to Flora. Yes, exactly.
Quinn kind of like looks over Casimir's shoulder at them and just goes, "Oh, you saw that movie too? I liked it. It was great. I had a good time."
I like the blood.
Yeah, of course you did.
Tell me, what plans do you have? Halloween is a very big night in our society. What plans do you have? I want to be here to celebrate with you. What blood fueled plans do we have today?
Well, you already broke one of the plans. You didn't do apple bombing before you came in.
Oh yeah, you got to do that.
Oh, that's a necessary thing. Yeah, go back.
Yeah, you should have come in with. I thought you did apple bobbing. You should have gone back. You should go back and do that.
It's a very important human custom, and if you don't do it, you might like cause everything to be really suspicious. And
human. What are you talking about?
Well, like we don't want to like draw too much unnecessary attention to this, because otherwise that would be really, really bad.
Attention to what?
The fact that we're vampires.
Well, yes, of course, obviously, but what does apple bombing have to do with this?
Well, you have to do it.
Well, people will think it's strange that you didn't do it otherwise. I don't... Did you not research this before you came over?
I've never heard of this mortal custom to enter a household.
Jonas hears the word apple bobbing, and he's like, he wants to. He rushes downstairs.
Oh God!
See,
maybe
Jonas
is this
coming.
North American thing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we got used to it, you know, when we came here, because like we're good at our jobs.
Yeah, I've done it all the time.
Fine. He like uses vampire speed to like rush down there. Like extends the fangs far further than the average vampire can. Like uses some almost like shape shifting, but not full shape shifting to go full animal, but like make his fangs more pronounced even. And like comes back upstairs with an apple still attached to the fangs, and it's been like a second because he did it at vamp speed, and then like pulls the apple off, holds it up. Cheater!
Yeah, that's not the spirit of it.
Doesn't matter. I did it. Throws it out a window. Window breaks. He's like, oh, I fucked up.
Whoa.
Open.
At least
My
the raccoons have food.
That.
It's add ambiance. House far too clean. House far too lived in. Far too cozy. And then he's like, wait,
Window?
wait. And he looks around. And he's like, what is weird decorations? And he sees like, again, like the wires for the fake bats.
They're
He realizes some of the
Halloween.
statues are humans because he can, or not humans, but like paid vampires because he can like smell them as he realizes they're living. He sees like the human food out on a table and goes, hey, what is this? Blasphemy! Why is this in here? This make you very sick.
We're having
Is
a
this-
party.
Is
Okay,
he always
great.
this
Bring out the
dramatic?
blood, bring out the guts, bring out the corpses, bring out the young, fresh murder victims. Why human food?
We are attracting the human victims.
Oh, smart. Okay. Smart. But I thought normally on Halloween the weird mortal thing is giving away the food, but it's usually that sugary nonsense. This is like food.
Well, we want them to stay a long time and not just show up and leave. Because you know, otherwise, how will we have the time to, eat a couple of them?
Also, everyone likes sugar crackers really bad on Halloween, and it's like it makes everyone so like cranky and difficult to deal with. And honestly, like really sugary blood tastes real bad. I found that out recently. Didn't like it. Don't know what all of you are doing with that situation. So I guess I wanted like carbs. Like carbs are good. I want everyone to have carbs because I can't have carbs anymore. I miss
Oh.
them, frankly. So
Oh, and it's like you have that light bulb, and he's like, I see. I'm being very obtuse. You are having human party as facade to then have midnight massacre. Yes.
Yes.
sure.
Exactly.
That is a
Midnight
good name
costume
for-
party.
I was gonna say
No,
that's a great name
that's
for a costume party. Jonas and I are on the same wavelength. You know,
It's a
he's
great
down
name
with
for
the
a
kids.
song. I could write a song called Midnight Massacre. That could be fun.
You could, and you could put in the lyrics secret subtext, which is about making mortals more willing to be turned, to turn
I-
the tide to vampire society.
I think we can
I
add
could.
more
Yeah, I absolutely
tone
could do that.
instead of words. But sure.
Okay, well then, in that case, I love parties. I'm great at parties. This is perfect. When party starting?
Not for a while. You're a bit early, in fact.
Well, of course. I mean, I came here. It was actually very difficult because, as you notice, and only just now has the sun finally gone down. He's like, I had to be so careful and dash from so many hidden structure to structure, thing to thing. I had to walk part of way with blankets. Still got a little bit toasty. Got here in
Is that why
daylight.
it smells like smoke?
Maybe a little.
My cookies! And she'll run to the kitchen.
He's like, oh, good. I thought it was me. Although I like smell. I find it soothing.
Okay.
I hope next time you trip.
Should we
Okay.
give him a costume?
Costume.
Everyone's
I-
gonna think this is a costume as is.
I was gonna say, I am dressed in fine attire. I am missing. If I had known it was party, I would have gotten you like nicer cravat and maybe like nicer top hat or any top hat. I have no hat, but
You should
I have
remove
like
the
a
robe.
little. Yeah, and I have like a little headband with some cat ears and some eyeliner. We could do something with that.
Yes, you could use a glow up.
I will take eyeliner. I draw a line at cat ears.
Good job, Jonas. That is. how
What
you use
about
that.
like
Well done.
a cat collar?
He goes, if I wanted cat ears, I just do that. And he does again the partial shift and now has
Yeah, but
like real
look
cat
at the-
ears coming out of his
Mortals
head.
don't do that. They just put like a little headband on.
For all
Has
the
bells.
headband.
No,
you have
you'd
those?
be able to.
He removes the cat ears and he's like, again, I let you do eyeliner. That's it.
I will lend you my ring light.
What is ring light for?
Do you have the big ring light, Jonas, or is it just the little one you can put on your phone?
It's for the phone.
Okay, we can do that. I can do that here then. Once again,
also,
like just
Bet.
bet.
we did replace all the mirrors in the house after we moved in. We replaced them much more recently. They still had silver. We had a very difficult time seeing ourselves in the mirrors.
Mm.
Oh, you have mirrors you can see yourself in. Very fancy, very nice.
It's a plastic fork.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
a little eyeliner pen just comes out of one of the folds of Quinn's dress again. Truly, unbeknownst to anyone, how she is stashing so many things. And she's like, I can do a little bit of eyeliner, and goes in and does like what I can only describe as the most dramatic cat eye you have ever seen anyone do. Like it comes out to like the middle of his temples. So it's like,
Oh,
that's
damn.
probably good.
I was thinking a little less
Yeah.
pointy, a little more shadowy, a little more blended is word.
But
Wife
you want it
12
sharp.
uses that word.
You want it sharp so it matches like the rest of your face and people know that like you're scary and dangerous and like it's the whole thing, you know?
Also, can
If
I
you
take
blend
the
it out,
robe
it
off?
looks
Scary
soft.
and dangerous. How dare you?
I know.
Also, mind if
Alright.
I take the robe off you and just like put it away?
Yes,
We're
yes, of
we're a
course.
little bit matchy.
Of
Flora's
course,
gonna,
I will. This is nice shirt is okay. Yes.
Flora's gonna take the robe and quickly go upstairs and put it in Brat's room.
Amazing.
A robe for a
Okay.
robe.
So he is going to go like find a chair, like in the room that has the snacks in it, and like find one of your big, very luxurious, like upholstered, high-backed armchairs, and like go perch on it. But in that, again, the way like how bisexuals don't know how to sit in chairs way, where it's like an awkward half perched, like feet on the chair and like crouch perch. Like there's no way this can be comfortable, but he seems to be vibing like that, and like sit there and have a blood bag in his hands, like one of the ones for you, and just be sitting there waiting, and all of a sudden become unnaturally still, and just wait for guests to show up, and otherwise like doesn't seem to be doing anything.
You should probably move a little bit more. It's gonna look weird if you sit like that all night.
They're not moving. Points at the fake statues that are vampires.
That's like the point though. It's like so people like approach them and like get scared and they like jump and it's haha.
Why can't I do that? People
You're all
approach
painted
me. I
like a
go,
statue. I could paint you like a statue if you want. I just have to be really quick.
no,
Okay, well you gotta move a little bit.
fine.
Just like
At least
breathe.
pretend to breathe.
Yeah, just like breathe. Move your shoulders a little. Twitch.
So now he's like, hold on. Ugh. Can I do it without falling over? He's now like perched in the chair, like awkwardly like this, the blood bag, and every so often just and like a really dramatic like fake breath situation.
Mood.
You know what? That'll do.
Yeah,
That'll
Dracula
do.
will come back from the kitchen. The cookies are Casimir. Feet off my chair.
I sent you here. I paid money for you to be here. Technically, my chair.
Do you want to clean
Okay.
it?
And he takes his feet off the chair and sits down with like his butt in the chair, but is like doing an awkward, like not sitting now, like leaning and kind of like not sitting in a way that was still meant to be, but like I'm still gonna sit in this because I have to, but I won't do it the way the chair's designed for. It's like now he's sitting, also has like a leg kind of up over the other arm.
Mhm.
It's like sitting sideways.
Much better. Thank you.
Flora's
As you
gonna
put-
go up. Oop,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say Flora's gonna go up to Dracania and just be like,
See, compensating.
Crying.
So as you start making your final preparations, in maybe about like 30 minutes after his arrival, you finally start to get actual party guests coming. And the first group of guests seem to be, again, like the ones who think, oh, this is like a big party. We need to come early because there's going to be a line later or there's going to be a cover charge or something. So there is a large group of keeners. They're like, they give off freshman vibes in university. And this is, they're like, okay, this is where we make a name for ourselves. We're going to be cool. And they're in a coordinated group costume. They are all the members of the Scooby Gang. And they are all very, very authentic, very well made, handmade costumes, except the girl is doing the Mean Girls approach to Halloween. So she's just in a brown, really tight, very lots of skin, very minimal dress that she's put like some black spots on and then has like dog ears on a headband, and she's the Scooby. The rest are all authentic to like the animation.
Listen, I respect it. I respect the hustle. Fair play.
Yeah.
And then you get some like you also get a few other people not in costumes but just in the generic like, oh, we put some fake blood on ourselves and like put some ripped up clothes and we're like some really shitty zombie or generic murder victim or something showing up. And then you get some people that you know live on your street, so it's close, so it's either maybe early that because you've seen them around. You have never fed on or turned anyone from where you live because you don't want to like attract like do it like risk attracting too much notice and getting kicked out. So you know your neighbors, but none of your neighbors know you because you like watch them from your house. You've all probably lightly stalked some of them, but not to their knowledge.
Quinn also probably makes a point of like when she's entering and leaving the house, does like the really irritating celebrity thing of like she had like a big hood on or she's got like a coat covering her face. And it's like no one really cares that much, but she cares.
Flora's also stood by the door, making sure everyone bobs an apple.
I was gonna say, are you enforcing? So Flora's the one enforcing this?
Yes,
of course.
It's very important to them.
The Scooby girl,
antagonizing Casimir.
The girl dressed as Scooby-Doo is like, I can't do that because like then my makeup is it's not waterproof because she has drawn like dog nose or something and like eyeliner also on her face. Scooby, and the Freddy asks if he can I just bob like 2 apples? Like can I do her apple?
You'll make me very sad if you do that. I spent so much time getting all of the apples ready.
Kind of like over here, listen, can like hang out of the doorframe and be like, I have an eyeliner pen if you want it.
I will say, Flora, make a disarming check for me, our first roll, and you can add a d6 from Quinn's assistance.
Can I use my signature power?
Which is?
Puppy dog eyes.
Absolutely. You don't need to roll. The signature powers, when you use them in the system, it's an auto success. So try and be semi-sparing, but that is the perfect application of that. So you convince her to do the apple bob. She will need some assistance from Quinn to touch up the bit of her nose, kind of the water wiped off a bit of the dog nose. Vratislav, how are you antagonizing Casimir? Do you have a specific way that you're trying to get under his skin, or just like small things constantly?
I am going to ask, so yeah, you find a wife that's related to my cousin yet?
What? I don't necessarily know. You tend to have a large family. I don't look into all of them.
That's strange. That's not the last time you were doing that. I caught you looking through my family tree.
Yeah, and it's got boring. I decided to stop. Never again. But generally, I don't know. My tastes tend to lie outside, so unlikely. He will whip out his diagram that he keeps on his person of his polycule. You get your mind.
Oh, I got mine on hand too.
I got it right there. He draws out the parchment with his polycule very well laid out and says, "You can look if you like." Because tell me, because I need to remove them right now.
Swap the polycule
diagrams. It's like a fun. We'll get to know each
other's
like
Pokemon cards, but just polycule.
Right.
I love spot the difference.
Yeah. Perfect. So the first guests are in your party. They some of them take some of the food and drinks. Some of them go like right now. A lot of people are just kind of looking at the house because the house itself is kind of an attraction because you've never let anyone in before, and this house has a reputation. So a lot of people aren't necessarily doing like any of the party things yet or interacting with you. They're almost as like this is like a tour to them. And what have you guys done to block off the upstairs? Like, do you just have a sign? Do you have like velvet ropes? Do you have something more intense? What would your barrier of choice be?
Flora would
We
want
have
to
an
put up
animatronic.
Flora would want to put the crime tape.
Oh, okay.
Put that up there. But it's like
I'm-
very realistic.
Because it's actual crime tape y'all got. You
Yeah.
stole from a crime.
Oh,
scene.
100%. It is.
And
think
the
It's one of her crime
animatronic,
scenes. One of their
the
crime scenes.
animatronic who is also helping. Is this a humanoid animatronic or is it like a monster? What does it look like?
To be more hip, it is Fribby Fazbear.
Oh God.
Licensing issues.
It is Timmy Tazbear, completely unrelated, from popular mascot from a local pizza joint in Toronto.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think we should also, like, we have all the crime scene tape and whatever, but I think Quinn is like, I do not want people upstairs, so Quinn has just installed, like, a baby gate at the top of the stairs. And then
Amazing.
put, like, a padlock on it and been like, no, go away.
Perfect. Amazing. So some people have occasionally like tried to like, is anyone looking? And like dip under. But the Timmy Tazbear animatronic is doing a pretty good job at anyone that does try, then like turning them around. And whatnot. So far, you're pretty confident that what your measures in place are good, but you're also keeping an eye on that all night. You guys can come and go as you please because the animatronic has been programmed to not hinder you, but also those of you that like to, it'd also be very easy to shapeshift and then just like fly up there as a bat or walk up there as like a cat or a dog or something else, something small. Speaking of, those of you with animal minions, where are they? Are they hanging out right now? Are they out in the neighborhood? Have you given them a task to do? Where are you? We'll start with Quinn.
Quinn has frankly ridiculously huge and fluffy ragdoll cat called Lexi. Lexi is wearing a full gold harness and is on like a little like shimmery leash and is just trotting alongside Quinn at all points. Like the leash is like wrapped around Quinn's wrist and like
Do your followers know? Like, are you the person who will post tons of pictures with her on your Insta and everything, or this means like, is this a fun secret reveal tonight? Your followers are going to get to learn about you.
No, there are more photos of Lexi on Quinn's Instagram than there are of Quinn. So it's like honestly, a lot of people are like, "No, that can't be Quinn," and then they see Lexi and they're like, "Oh,
it's
that's
the real
Lexi.
It's the real Quinn Loveless." Oh my god, because
that's Lexi Loveless.
Yeah, half the people were coming to this party also because they did think it was maybe some sort of a hoax, or maybe did her account get hacked? Like she's really hosting a party at this random like host. So that you're right. The cat is the oh my god, and you have had one or two people like start to hyperventilate or like shriek, fangirl, fanboy, fan human. Hi. And but so far, no one as the kind of fan who's like creepy approach you get in your personal space unless you come up to them yet. It's more the kind of fans so far that are like too scared to talk to you that have showed up to the party. Dracania, you have the crow, correct?
I do.
Where's your crow hanging out?
So Dracania has a crow named Resolve. As Resolve, it's just Resolve because she likes it. And it's like the last name of a person from like the past that like she admired. Well, Mr. Resolve is still organizing her missing jewelry because she misplaces it everywhere. She's just kind of messy. For Miss Housewife, she is messy. And so as soon as they're done getting all the jewelry together, Resolve will come over and sit on her shoulder.
Okay, perfect. Does Resolve have enough either training or control, or maybe you've told him to do this? Would he steal at any point if there's guests wearing shiny things? Would he at any point be trying to steal these from the guests? How well trained is he?
I'd say he's pretty well trained. Like, if it's something I've requested, he will go out and get it, but he's got a lot of restraint for a crow.
Cool. Flora and Vret, your cats, your felines, where are they hanging out?
My cat, which I base on my family's actual cat, is a black short hair cat. He is massive, like disproportionately so. He is chilling on like the windowsill, like or like the not the building, the railing right near the apple bottoming, and we'll like occasionally like swipe people's heads. Be like, oh. And yeah, he's called Tom. I don't remember if I said that, but little Tom. That's what he's doing.
Talking about my familiar, Strigoi. Strigoi is an Oriental short hair. He looks like a little goblin, a little bit. He has these big satellite ears. He has like a very long, like a part of the face looks like a triangle if it became a cat. And he's hanging out, and I gave him specific instructions to like, okay, when you see my ex-wife, run to me. Come get me.
Okay. Here's like a food bowl, comes running.
Yeah. Amazing. Perfect. You do have one or two people who like stop by or like periodically throughout the night that come to the party, but they see the first cat by the door, and they turn around because they're allergic to cats. So they're like, oh damn it, can't go into this party. Didn't bring their medicine, is what it is.
We have Benadryl.
Yeah. So the guests are again. Some of them are like dancing to the music. Some of them, no one's played the game yet, where you like stick your hands in the boxes and try and guess what it is. Everyone and the guests don't seem to be like interacting with each other either, or most of you. It's like the party's not necessarily going poorly at this point, but it is a bit like the vibes are a little bit off. People are still, they're having a hard time overcoming their natural mortal inclination, being around so many Draculas, that like to overcome and like be comfortable or have fun. They're still feeling like tense and uncomfortable. So you might need to see if some maybe ways to start engaging or ways to liven up the party at this moment before it gets really kicking and really crowded.
Yes, vibes are very important for parties.
The vibes are off, guys.
Vibes are a little rancid.
What was sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
What was the costume of the person who turned away due to cat allergies?
The person who turned away due to cat allergies, I'm gonna go to my list of costumes. It was a couple actually so far, and it was a couple dressed like the girl was dressed like Taylor Swift and the guy was dressed like Travis Kelce.
I mean, blasphemy. We have Quinn here.
I will allow them to leave.
That might also be like maybe the cat allergy was the cited reason, but maybe instead they saw the real Quinn was actually here and like, oh god, oh crap.
They would have been hit.
Yeah. Because maybe like Taylor and Quinn are also like on an online like beefing right now, so they're like, oh, this is
she blocked me from number one, and it's a real personal issue right now.
So Casimir's gonna come up to when he's done having polycule chat with Vredislav, and before they go, party right now seem to be a bit of a stinker. I have idea. And he's gonna like whoosh off in like blink and you miss him and he's gone. So at the moment you don't know where he has gone to.
Jesus Christ, where did he go?
Don't say that name in this house.
Are there do I see anyone that's like seems trusting, like I don't want to say a trusting adult, but is a trusting adult, but that like Flora can like go up to and just be like, dance with me for the sake of it.
The Velma in that Scooby group costume seems to be like the mom of that friend group, because the others have had some of the spiked drinks, tried the jugs. You notice she's only drinking water, so maybe that one seems like the trustworthy friend. There is also a group of the Sailor Scouts with all but Sailor Mercury, so they're an incomplete group of Sailor Scouts that is here, and the Sailor Venus and Sailor Jupiter also seem to give off that vibe in that group.
I'm gonna go up to the Velma and like do like, you know, the tug on the sleeve thing.
Yeah.
And just kind of be like, excuse me, Velma. They do not know their references.
Yes. Hi. And they look a little weirded out because also that's everything off-putting. Everyone's like, there's a minor at this party, and a lot of people also feel kind of weird about drinking. There's a appearing 14-year-old at this party.
I'm kind of bored and I really want to dance, and my mom is super busy. And my dad's being a little bit weird. Do you want to dance? Because like I'm bored.
And looks at the friend group, and the friend group kind of look back like, sure. And Velma's like, sure, okay. And is gonna go ahead and go to the room where the dancing happens with you, which there are 2 statues. It's a room that normally is like your art gallery in your house, and it has lots of very large and very old and authentic statues. And also some real art that a lot of people coming that know art might think, oh, that's a really good replica of insert famous painting here, but it's actually the real one. And you've moved some of the statues out and some of the really valuable art out for the party, and then replaced some of the statues with, again, some of those performers. So you'll go in there, and the Velma is very good at dance with you, but in like almost like a cousin dancing with their younger cousin at a wedding. Like there's no physical contact. They're being very careful to be like, I'm not going to be seen doing anything weird with this appearing minor at this party. So
Flora's perfectly okay with that, but they are gonna like inch them towards the statues.
Make a disarming check for me to see if you can get them successfully to get right up close to one of the fake statues.
So it's +3, so I roll 3, right?
You roll 3d6s, and a 5 is a success, a 6 is a magnificent success.
Move my iPad, not that I hit that. That would suck. I have a 5 and 2 3s.
Perfect, that's fine. This is not a particularly hard skill, so 1 success is fine.
Okay.
So yeah, as you're dancing, again, partially because you're using their whole, I don't want to make physical contact and no one gets the wrong idea.
Full advantage.
So if you get closer to them, they have to kind of like back away, but you're doing it very slowly and carefully. And you get them so they're almost right up against one of the statues. And that statue takes that moment to slowly, it's like a statue of, ironically, what most people might look at it and think is a vampire. Like it's a kind of more monstrous looking, like bald-headed, wrinkly face, fangs, very leering eyes. It has wings and really long claws, and then in just like filmy robes, or like sculpted filmy robes, and it's like leaning down slowly till it gets like over the person and waits for her to turn her head and see, rather than like a physical contact jump scare. And when she's standing there, she's gonna go, oh my god, and like freak out because she knew it wasn't there before, and like book it out of that room. And all her friends notice and like start pissing their pants, practically laughing, metaphorically, not literally.
Flora's also laughing.
Yep. Just like, that is rude,
Jonas also
little
laughed.
girl, but well played.
Oh, no.
As you laugh, the friends that were laughing think this is funny now also they immediately stop laughing and just kind of huddle together, because the voice of Jonas to a mortal is so deep and so resonant. It has more of an infrasound quality to it, where they cannot actually register the sound waves, but their body physically feels the reverberations, and it makes them uncomfortable. Real thing, by the way. Look up infrasound. It's wild. Fun design tool.
It makes it very, very difficult to have a relationship. We never get to the talking phase.
Well, vampires is not a problem. It's just humans. So you start laughing, and they all are like looking at you, because they also feel like the sound is coming from that direction, and your mouth is open, and you're like, like moving with laughter. And just kind of looking at you, and they just kind of huddle a bit closer together. And then the Velma looks at Flora like, is he okay?
Yeah, Flora's just gonna go, Dad, you're scaring my new friends.
Can Quinn clock this happening as well?
Yeah.
Flora's not being quiet at all.
Yeah.
If anything,
Quinn
she's being
kind of,
extra.
like,
They're being extra loud.
Slides in and is like, oh, you've met my friend Jonas. Jonas is like, oh my god. So like, you know Doug Jones, who does like all the like SFX work, and is like they're like in all the Del Toro films. Jonas wants to do that, and he's been practicing so hard and like all his vocal work. Don't you think it's coming along so well?
I know some of those words.
See, that sounds so cool, right? He said he's going to use tonight as like a practice, because like obviously it's Halloween, everything has to be spooky, so he's going to like do like a big character thing.
No cap.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. I guess. And I would like you to make, because it's, again, I'm getting to be fun and creative with some of these skills, because I could make you use a Dracula skill that doesn't belong to you, but looking at the techno page, I say you can make a beats check because you're talking about sound work, voice work, film,
Nice.
music, entertainment industry, and beats is a part of vocal work. Go with foo for it. Make a beats check.
And they're kind of dream weaving, you know.
Mm. If you want, you can add another d6 then from Jonas's involvement in the check.
Let's go.
Beautiful. So that was 2 4s, a 5, and a 6.
Okay, because you got the 6, the group's mood now, they start to like go, that's so cool, dude. Oh, that's such a
right.
like where did you decide to pick that up? You have to show me how to do that. And now they're like fascinated. And even though they can't understand you, they're gonna now for like you have about 20 minutes of them trying to like talk to you about this line of work or try and figure out like how you do that thing with your vocal cords. And anyone who walks in is just gonna hear you, if they're immortal, making weird noises and them making like weird noises back at you. And it's this very surreal, like not conversation.
Yes, and to the other vampires around, they can all tell that all I'm trying to do is getting them to subscribe and like my Instagram.
You're showing them all your socials while they're doing it.
And they just aren't not getting this at all.
But they all do follow you on Instagram. So if you want to keep track, you've gained 5 new followers.
Look at that.
On your Instagram.
That's more than 8. You have more than 8 familiars now.
That's double digits.
I level up, right? This is this is the game, right? Okay.
So then so this is happening, suddenly you hear from the other room someone has finally decided to play like your little game, and you go over, there's like a notepad or a clipboard beside each box, or they write their name and they write their guess as to what like body part in quotes is in there, and most people are getting it right because they're fairly obvious. But it started out as peeled grapes were supposed to simulate eyeballs because round, small, squishy. There were like some raw like sausage links that were connected to be like intestines. You also have like hand sanitizer and wet wipes next to this game for people, so they're not going to go touch raw food and then touch things at your party. And there were a few guesses where some people got them right. Some people wrote some very weird things, or like either they're on something or they have no idea what this game is and they're writing on things. Some people have wrote the actual food on there, kind of missing the vibe. And you see, so there's maybe like 3 to 4 for each box that someone has played with. But now you hear a bit of a shriek, not like a shriek in horror, but like the sound of like, when a sensory, like you touch something you really were not prepared for, and like, but like a bit louder, a bit more high pitched. You go in, and one of the people that are dressed as like generic undead person, like number 4, who's playing the game, brings their hand out, and they're like, "That is so gross!" And their hand has a very familiar, more viscous red liquid coating their fingers, and a very familiar scent hits you all. And you know for a fact this was a fun fake human game. You did not put any actual blood, let alone any other actual body parts or anything related to an internal system in these games. So something seems very off about that.
Yes, my cat is
doing.
Party started. Let's go.
To try and find Casimir because she knows that he did this.
All right, make for me a. Nope, that's the aristocrat page. Oh, the sentimentalist page. You can either do a mind reading or empathy check to try to find him, because you'd be trying to like sense, because you as a sentimentalist, almost like how some humans claim they can see emotional auras, your empathy skill is strong enough you can kind of feel a rough emotional aura coming from both Draculas and mortals. It's easier with mortals than it is with Draculas, especially because some Draculas learn to obscure their emotional aura, but you can try and search for him that way, or try and do a mind reading search and locate the direction of his mind.
I have more for mind reading, so we're going to try that.
All right.
I'm also looking for him.
Oh, and do any of your bonds on your sheet, I forgot to ask the other 2 checks, don't forget to keep an eye on your bonds. If you think they apply, let me know and you get an extra d6.
I don't know how my thinking he's so detached from humanity works, but...
I mean, if you think he did this is a very not human thing to do, so this would be like
true
reinforcing that bond, so you can add a d6 for that.
Holy crap, I got 4 5s.
Oh yeah, You start. You do you open up your mind. You get a whiff of all these surface thoughts. It's a bit overwhelming at first, but you use your centuries of experience to quiet out. First, you filter out any mortal minds immediately, and you're left with the minds of your roommates, and you feel one coming from like outside the house, like in the backyard area. And the surface thought is, this is going to be a good one. It's such a good idea.
Oh.
Hello?
Oh,
we
I
lost
think
Quinn.
We lost Quinn.
Quinn will come back, hopefully. Internet.
Hey!
He's back.
There you go.
Yeah, so you can from the direction you get, and it sounds like the mind feels outside the house because it's further away than any of your friends. So he's not in the walls of your house.
That is a horrifying thought of vampires in your walls.
Literally, like Uncle Brunoing in the walls.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so she's just gonna go outside to go meet him, just to like talk to him.
You go out
See what's
back,
going on.
and he's in a part of. You have a very large backyard that extends very far back. One of the rare part of what makes this property so valuable in Toronto is it has green space, because Toronto is this really weird oxymoron where it's one of the cities with the most green space in the world, but that green space is rapidly shrinking, and it's reserved for. Most of it is not for residential properties, but you have a fairly wide. It's like it's narrow, but it goes for a long time, like this long strip of backyard, and there are trees lining part of it. And in a more shadowy part, hidden by trees to avoid being seen, you see Casimir with a shovel, and he seems to be burying something.
Casimir,
Yes.
what are you doing?
You said we're trying to blend in until the massacre, right? Not to give away game. And I had the great idea. You had game about identify the body parts, but they weren't the real body parts. How can humans play game properly? So I figured I would put in some real ones. But don't worry, I did not kill anyone yet. They're from this raccoon here. It was wandering neighborhood that was feral anyway, and I was gonna bury it because you said you don't want people to know.
Oh my Satan! Oh no! Casimir.
I'm helping. This is a weird idea, but I'm on board. I help.
But you're not helping. We just had a couple humans stick their hands in blood, and there's vampires around. We're not trying to kill them yet.
There's lots of blood and vampires, both usually the fake kind, but also the real kind on this day. It's not weird.
If I
And you had wet
continue-
wipes right there, even if they can wipe it off afterward. And if they're a vampire, you can lick it off. Nice snack.
I'm gonna walk away. We will talk about this later.
Okay.
Just don't mess with my games, okay? You could do something else.
Fine.
Thank you.
Fine. I remove other idea. And he's gonna go back to finishing burying the poor raccoon.
Does anyone else run interference with like the guests that got their hands?
I was gonna
on
ask
people?
those who are staying inside, what is your damage control, or how do you cover for it?
I think Quinn is like hyper aware of trying to seem normal, and kind of like brushes over as like, please don't forget, like it's this like corn syrup mix thing I used. Does it seem like they recognize me when I go over?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know if you saw it, but like when I did my music video for Dead Women, when I did that shot of like my chest bursting open and like all the blood down me and it went all up my face, we used this and like it felt so real. It like kind of freaked me out a little bit, but I thought it was a really cool thing and we decided to put it in. I didn't realize it would freak anyone out that bad. I'll clear it out. We can use something else.
Okay. Again, this is a person who's dressed as generic undead person, so they're gonna start wiping it off on their costume because they're like, this will
Yeah,
wash
looks
out
great
because it's
out.
corn syrup. Roll, and this is actually, I swear to God, an ability on your sheet. Roll a blood work check
Absolutely as well.
to see if they believe you.
A 5 and a 6.
Okay, magnificent
This is
success.
really
So yeah,
hot.
again, they just wipe out. I guess. Okay, cool. I have blood from Quinn's music video on my costume. That's cool. That's it.
Yeah,
Right,
right?
vibe. And they ask, they're like, can we can we take a selfie for Instagram, and I can put that in the caption because like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, hold on.
Right,
and she'll like put her hand in it and like smear it and put like a little bit in her and be like, "There, now you match," and you can make that the thing. So, like,
and I'll say you guys do show up on cameras and stuff. I'll say electronic images, your vampires show up. It's more like mirrors were always a sticking point for some reason, but as technology advanced, it seemed to be that vampires were able to be captured on film, so you don't have issues with that.
Yeah, the front-facing camera that reverses the image, that it doesn't work for some reason.
But like if a regular back camera works.
Yeah.
So you have to request that they take a selfie with, or get someone else to take the picture rather than them.
Quite 100%. It's like we should do back
So
camera.
hard.
Like it's so unflattering in front camera. Did you notice it like swaps your face around and like you look different in them? I always do back camera ones.
Okay, sure, fine, no problem. And they get one of their friends in their like costume squad to help them. As the night progresses, you now get more people coming at the more acceptable, like we're not the keeners, we're just stumbling into this party on our like Halloween crawl amongst events. You now have there is a group of three people dressed as Sam and Dean Winchester and Castiel from Supernatural. You have someone in a very, very good Paul Atreides costume that also looks like a homemade cosplay from the modern Dune movies. You have some that look probably store-bought, but no shade, just store-bought costumes, cosplays. You get Luffy, Zoro, and Nami from One Piece. But you have ones from the anime and then ones from the live action at the same time. And they seem to be kind of like glaring at each other throughout the party. And there's like this unspoken tension. You have like multiple Spider-Men, as there always is. There is a Deadpool and a Wolverine that came together, but then once they get there, pretend like they hate each other all night, and it's like they have this bit. They think they're like the stars of your party, even though Quinn's there. And there's Harley Quinn, a Joker, a few more iterations of Barbie from the Barbie movie, like Cowboy Barbie, and then like the travel montage when she was getting from Barbie world to the real world. There's like the variations from the travel montage, and then there is an Astarion, a Gale, and a Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3 in a group as well.
Nice.
Representing the nerds.
And those are all those costumes that sign up for the party. And there's also someone dressed as Alexander Hamilton, but very obviously Lin-Manuel Miranda as Alexander Hamilton, not the actual founding father.
Love that.
I try to figure out how I know like the Spider-Man outfit and one of them points, and I'm like, oh, I know.
Meme. I get that one.
That's right. I know.
And you try and get them to do the meme and all point at each other, but they can't understand what you're saying, so you just have to point, and eventually they figure it out, and they do the pointing meme for you.
I make them figure it out. This is my mission.
Yep.
We've got an hour and 10 minutes left. This is what I'm doing.
This is a threat, not a promise.
So when Casimir finally comes back inside and he's going to come over to Vredislav and Dracania, party picking up now. See, game helped. Look at that. You get some good people now. Good amount. Good crowd.
Only because Quinn is amazing. Only
that is why you turned her, and therefore it is your plan.
Sure. My plan.
Why is this sour face, Vretislav? I give you compliment. You should appreciate that. It does not happen very often.
Casimir, may I ask you just to sit down?
You may request. You may request, and I choose to grant your request, maybe.
I pull out a chair.
Just like any chair?
I pull out a chair, and it's just like, please sit. I insist.
You will sit very dramatically and slowly flourish the non-existent cape that he was wearing, but you had him remove, and sit down, arms crossed, and drapes one leg over, and is in a trying to look in a very I don't give a fuck but distinguished pose at the same time.
And I have I have one of my wine glasses that I've squeezing blood into from the blood bag. Casimir, how long have we known each other?
The unfortunate majority of my vampire life. So 650 years, give or take.
Okay. May I ask you a question?
You may.
You remember how vampirism was before my cousin took power a little bit for that short period of time?
Not particularly. As most people know, as my history is mandatory learning, I was fledgling during that time, therefore mostly overtaken by bloodlust.
Fair.
Which is why Quinn is very impressive, by the way.
May I ask you a question?
You already were, but continue.
Do you remember what vampirism was before your rule, before my cousin?
Primitive.
What do you mean?
Lack of civilization, lack of refinement, crude, grasping at straws, no organization, no real power.
Okay. Now, we have that now. The issue is, people are moving past that. Vampires are moving past that. Vampires here are moving past that. It's not because they don't like you, it's because it's how the world is changing.
I am aware. Vampire's biggest nemesis has never been the hunters, never been the sun, has always been time. Because it is the thing we simultaneously will have all of in the world, yet it will continue to outpace us. I am aware, I have tried, but fighting, being the vampire to fight against ravage of time. Look at the Egyptians, ancient society. Humans fascinated with the Egyptians. Their society lasted longer than entire current mortal calendar. And it was like 3,000 years of the sameness. Amazing.
Even they had changes. And there's a reason why Egypt is split between 3-4 different kingdoms. And then Roman rule. They had to change. To survive, to adapt, to become new is to be old, and to be old is to be new. And
that embroidered on t-shirt.
No, that's what I mean, is that vampire's biggest enemy is time, but it's not the infinite amount that we see before us, it's the time that we have from our memories. We remember things that maybe we shouldn't want to bring back. Nostalgia is a dangerous thing, Casimir. Nostalgia is seductive, it's beautiful, it's kind to us, but in that it is a danger.
And points being?
The idea that we have to kill humans. What happens when we run out?
You don't have to kill humans. It's just fun.
Again, what happens when we run out?
That is why restraint. That's why important to train fledglings early, not given to bloodlust. Everything in moderation.
And when there's eventually a fledgling group that wants to overthrow you?
Cross that bridge, we come to it, rip that head off when it come to me, you know? People have tried.
It's not if, Casimir, it is then. As every empire rises, every empire falls. Look at my cousin.
I mean, even humans still mistakenly attribute many things to your cousin, but that's recognition. Still impressive.
I know. But
it's a shame you never got the same level of recognition.
That's because you kicked me out, and you know that.
I only kicked you out 100 years ago. Vlad's name, like 300 years ago.
No. Let me ask you this. Another one. Also, it was 1400s when he came to power.
I know. I'm talking about the time it took to become notable figure. Revered, spoken of in fear, not when he actually did the thing.
Let me just point this out, my dear friend.
Very
People
dramatic
like me.
eyebrow raise at friend, but doesn't say anything.
People liked me. And people hated me. But I never let them fear me.
And that is a mistake.
I don't think that is, because fear is a tool that you use. And you never
Sparingly.
know. But when fear is in play, you never know who actually likes you and who actually wants you dead.
Yes, I do. All their names on this list. Pulls out polycule. I have never had single wife or partner leave me. You can't say same. I still have all 84.
How many of them have been with you and have not passed away?
Literally all. I turned them to make sure they don't. This is a very important step.
I don't turn mine.
Yes, mistake. I've never understood.
I don't think they should have to face the same curse of forever I do.
Ah, there we go. Fundamental difference between you and me, and fundamental mistake between you and me. You see our whole existence as curse, when you should look at it as gift. And he walks away, and he's like, I am done with this conversation. Very dramatically. And he's like, I am thirsty. And he's going to go to your kitchen and get a blood bag.
I still have a note that I've written in preparation for this, because we've had this argument like 20 times.
Oh, yeah.
And he always gets to this point and walks away.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to like put that like right in his stuff.
Okay.
And let him read it later.
Give me either a mystery or a manipulation check for that.
Okay, I'm getting 3 dice here.
And do you have a bond? I'm assuming you have a bond that applies, because you probably have some
Yes,
bond
I'm
related
getting-
to Casimir.
Oh yeah, I hate him.
Yeah.
Really? I had no idea.
Also, like,
5
I
and
know
a
this.
6.
Sorry, I know this isn't the case, but all I had in my head is this happening like in the middle of the room, and everyone just thinks it's a theater show. It's so dramatic, and I know it's not reality. But that's what's in my head right now.
Some
It's
people
a
do.
5 and a 6.
And when Casimir walks away, the people who are watching clap, and they're like, "That's really good scene work. Are you rehearsing for something, or are you drama students? Do you go to Ryerson or U of T?" And then Vretislav is now inundated by the theater kids who found you at the party, and they want to know what play you're working on. And you definitely succeeded in slipping the note into. His pants are very tight and don't have a lot of pockets, but his shirt has a very flowy and very open collar. And you managed to, when he was like getting up from the chair before the flourish, you like literally dropped it down his, not cleavage, but like the gap in like the pecs. And he doesn't notice right away because the shirt has so much billowiness, it kind of falls right to the bottom and like settles above his waistband. And he doesn't really notice it right away.
Where is my cat? Where's Strigoi?
Where would you like him to be?
I was having him look out for my ex.
Yeah. So probably like doing a perimeter outside.
Has he alerted me yet? Has he like yowled at all?
Nope.
Okay.
He did once, and you got all like both excited and terrified. Went outside and realized he was getting in a fight with another street cat, and they were yelling at each
damn
other.
Damn it.
And so as Casimir goes to get his beverage, you also see, I think Quinn maybe notices, because after the theater kids are done talking to you about, or they're still talking to you about the scene work you were doing, Quinn and Jonas, I'll say, because you're also like keenly watching your follower count and like watching it tick up one by one periodically. You notice one person was filming that little like exchange monologue scene between Vretislav and Casimir. And Quinn specifically then looks and goes, oh, they weren't filming it. They've been doing an Instagram and TikTok live. This party, like it was a tour of the house, see inside the creepy house, but then they just like live streamed that whole scene, which is a bit disconcerting because there is the number one rule of your vampire society is those who break the secrecy lose their head.
I mean, poor Casimir, I guess.
Off with his head.
Also, did they tag me or not? That's the.
Yeah, like,
Would you like to go up to them and ask?
I'm not going to ask. I'm going to tell them to tag me. So yes,
All right, you're gonna go up to them, and again, they're just looking at you and kind of like shrinking away and like fighting the urge to back away from the uncomfortableness of your voice. And they're gonna be like, "What? You want to what? That thing?" And then you point at their phone, and like, oh, okay. And they like pull up the search bar to like give you the phone so you can type in like your handle.
Yep.
All right. They'll be like, sure. And they will like tag you in their like stream. And of course, when you did it, you brought the phone like really close to your face. It was a very unflattering shot of the live stream, like right here too, while you're doing that.
I don't think I have a bad side, so I don't know what you're saying.
Never.
Also, there is about an hour, just under an hour and a half before we wrap up. Does anyone need a leg stretch break, bio break, bathroom break, etc.?
I'm good.
I'm currently okay. Yeah.
Cool. If you need to anytime, feel free to get up and like take a stretch, turn your cameras off if you need to. Just a reminder, totally chill. All right. Quinn, do you have any response to seeing not even just what was live streamed, but someone is also live streaming from your party?
Yeah, I think Quinn is gonna kind of sidle up and just be like, "Hey, would you be cool like ending that? I'm gonna do a performance later, and like I have some new songs I want to test, but like I don't think they're ready for like release yet, and I would hate for anything to get leaked, and it's like it's such a big issue. Everyone keeps getting stuff leaked, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to like kill your vibe or anything like that."
Well, then I'll stop streaming when you do your song. You're not singing now. And you get the sense this is like one of the few people at this party who is not a fan of you. Like they're maybe brought here. They're someone's +1.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not singing now. Just, like, this is also just like my house. And I got death threats last week from like this weird guy. And I don't want him knowing where I live or anything like that. Like, you know how that goes, right? Just,
Then why'd you host a party at your own house?
Because we could check who's coming in the door, like.
But then they still know where you live, and they'll just come back later.
No, because if I know who's here, then I know what's happening.
Whatever. They're gonna walk away, and in the comments, still live streaming, be like, classic pop star, delusional, out of touch. Like writing as people are watching, and most of the comments are like, "Oh my god!" I'm just excited to see you like talking to the stream. And there's only like a handful of comments of people that seem to be like the negative Nancy's with this person who is streaming.
I have my own phone open and I kind of see like some of those comments. Honestly, I reply to the streamer's comment and just go, "Slay."
Amazing. All right, as you come back out of the kitchen, or go back towards the kitchen, because where Casimir was getting his blood bag, you see him coming out, and he's like refreshing the snacks table because it's gotten a little bit low, like refreshing the cookies, the cupcakes and stuff, and the drinks out there, and sipping on some blood bags. And he's gonna come up to Quinn and Dracania, like, question: Do you only have the Be Positive here, or do you have other flavors? Do you have maybe some AB, some O?
Oh, yeah, we have that in the cellar. I can show you where it is.
Perfect.
Yeah. You should go in the cellar and get other stuff. I can finish doing this.
Yeah, thank you. And so she'll take him to the kitchen and show him the cellar, and then try to lock him in the cellar.
Oh, okay. Fun. Let's see. Make me either you could do an artistry check for the art of like the deceiving him, and the art of making it look like disguising what you're doing until it's too late, or you could do a mind reading check to like be listening in for when he's the most distracted or like paying the least attention.
All right, we'll do mind reading again. Alrighty. Okay, we've got a 6 and a 5.
Okay, easy.
3.
Yeah, you wait until he's like, wait, you said you had I only see I see more B. I think there's one maybe like these are not organized well. And you're like, oh, I think there's one right at the back. And you wait till so that when he's like head's like half in the like it's one of those like chest freezers and really deep like fridges. So he's like half in there, so that his like vision is obscured, and that's when you quickly like use vampire speed up, shut the door, and lock.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
As you come upstairs, anyone who's around can notice this. You start to hear a guest. Some of the Sailor Scouts went to go drink some of the human, like the spiked fruit punch fake blood bags, and start coughing. And you see it looks like they're coughing up blood. And for a minute, you're like, oh my god, is someone sick? But then you look at the blood bags, and when Casimir was topping up the food, he accidentally put some of your actual blood bags in with the fake ones. So like 2 or 3 party goers are coughing up blood, but not because they are ill. They just drank some and were not prepared for that taste. And then one of them goes, oh my god, your costume's ruined! And their white, pale outfits now have like some dribble down the front.
Oh, honey.
Did someone put the corn syrup mix in with the fruit punch? Let me grab all the bags and I'll make sure to check them all. And Quinn starts like collecting.
Your corn syrup is fucking expired, bro. No, what corn syrup tastes like that?
No, it's the proper like fake blood mix we use and like the theory and stuff. It's gross. Trust me, I got it in my mouth before and I should, and it was grim. I was tasting it for ages. I'll get your proper punch. Sorry.
Yeah. Simple misunderstanding. Do you want me to help you clean your costume? I can help you if you need.
I guess. I mean, if you just maybe do have like some Tide to go or something, I can probably deal with it in the bathroom. Maybe.
I have Tide Pods.
Oh, they get a jump scare because that just behind them, that deep where there's oh my god, and they turn around and you're there. And they're like, "What does he?" And are you like holding up a Tide Pod, or are you just like
a bag of them because he bought a whole bag because you can't just buy one, but he only needed to eat one for the challenge.
All the kids were doing it.
All the kids were doing it. She's gonna look and go. I mean, I can't really put it in the wash. I don't have anything else to wear.
That won't be necessary. And she'll like reach into her bag, and with her signature power, which is PTA mom, she pulls out a Tide stick, and she's like, "Yeah, here you go. The bathroom is just down the left. It'll be fine."
Can I just like call out and just be like, you actually look like you fit into a Halloween party now. Why ruin that?
It's like, because, I mean, fine, I guess, but like, you know how hard blood is to wash out, like fake or real. I need to get this before it sets, like immediately.
Yeah, but like that's the fun of it.
Don't use cold water. Use warm water and soap, and also salt.
Hydrogen peroxide
Go
is great on white. What the Fine. I won't give my tips.
They'll go, the 3 girls whose costumes that were messing with Dracula will go to the bathroom and go to like wipe the blood off their face, clean themselves off. You think you've convinced them. Again, it helps that you could stick to the same narrative that Quinn used before with like the mini game and stuff like that. So you think it seems to be working out for you. It's by now probably about like 11:30-ish, maybe 11:30 p.m. So the costume contest was going to be announced at midnight. And then if Casimir is under the impression there is also some murder happening at midnight, and then Quinn's concert has to happen. So is there anything you are doing before these culminating events to help out with the party? Is there anything anyone's posting on social media aside from Jonas?
Not posting on social media. Flora is told for that. But they are gonna like put in a lot of effort to try and get people to get scared, while also making sure people do apple bobbing. But they've replaced the apples now with sour apples.
Oh, fun!
So extra spice.
So as people start doing the bobbing for the sour apples, it may be about like 1 in 3 thinks that's a fun, like, oh, ha, you got me, fun touch. 2 out of 3 are like, oh my god, that's disgusting. Not a fan. Like, you already had to make me maybe ruin my makeup, get my face wet, blah blah blah. And now, because like this is a game, like I even know this. I was a child. This is like a child's game, so it doesn't seem to be having a big hit. Jonas, at one point while you're checking your phone, you look to see if anyone's tagged you at anything, and you notice that there is a trending hashtag for your Halloween party. As well as just general posts about Quinn are also released. You also just look up the tags that are related to Quinn. And so far, it seems like right now the overwhelming sentiment is like, well, I mean, this doesn't pick up soon. Like, party's a bit of a dud. But like, the hosts are kind of weird. There's been a lot of like weird interactions. And everyone's like, oh, just wait. The vibe is like, we're just waiting for this concert. This better be worth it. Oh my god, this is so much effort. Blah blah blah. There is the occasional positive tweet, people talking about the surprise of the caliber of costumes for the costume contest, and the ambiance 10 out of 10. Like the actual aesthetic of the house. People are like, that's great, and that seems to be about all it has going for it for a lot of the public that is talking about your party.
All right, I want to talk to Flora and before midnight. I appreciate that you are calling me father, but for the rest of this party, could you pretend like more of a older brother or maybe even younger brother vibe, just so that
maybe even younger. Oh my god. Choking hazard.
I want people to think we're cool, you know, and not like a boomer thing going on.
They're just kind of look at you and just go, sure, dad. I mean, brother. My young brother. You are so young. And I cannot believe your 14th birthday is next week.
Doing great, thank you.
I would have at least gone with like 36.
We can't say that Jonas is my age. That's not okay.
You're like 20.
Whatever, boomer.
Oh, no.
You know, back in my day, we had more fun ways of addressing elders. You know, with like royalty and like your highness and like my lady, you know. But boomer works for everyone.
Yeah.
As you say that, you hear a familiar voice behind you goes, I think we should bring that back. And you look, and Casimir is behind you and not in a basement. And he looks very disgruntled. He's like, yes, this whole ways of addressing your elders respectfully, maybe treating them also respectfully. I think this should be staple.
Flora's
I am
just gonna
displeased.
In the middle of Casimir's sentence, Chris just gonna be like, I have to post my teaser for the song, so just pull out her phone and start scrolling.
Flora's just gonna kind of like tap him on the chest and just be like, don't worry, Cass, it'll be fine, and walk away.
Oh, final straw. Listen, I am exarch of vampires. I am superior. I am the one who brought you here. I am reason for your mission. I am going with your silly little trap until midnight massacre. This is it. If this midnight, if I am not given rivers of blood I put up with tonight, then you are being exiled, all of you, except for Quinn, from vampire society. Quinn is not her fault. You have not taught her. This is not her mistake.
You know, you shouldn't threaten me with a good time like this, Cass. It's wonderful.
You think it's good time now. You wait and see what happens when you have none of the benefits, none of the funding, none of the ties, none of the legitimacy, and when no vampire will associate with you. And none of these pathetic humans will either, that you seem to be trying to befriend. when they are beneath you.
Sure, Gramps, whatever you say.
Quinn walked away in the middle of it, just be like, and is posting like little teaser snippets of the new songs to her socials, like lyric
Yep.
clips.
Clearly,
and,
you
like, things
forget.
like
You
that.
don't even know what we can do. You think lock me in cellar when you know as superior elder vampire and master of shapeshiftery, I can literally turn into fog. And I'm one of few vampires who can do this. Slide under door. In fact, one of the most pleasing effects all night. I saw someone tweeting about it on that phony thing. That video of the smoke, like, oh, there's a great effect.
Casimir, our generation does away with hierarchy. That's what you need to understand about my generation.
Quick question. Are you
Go
older
Jonas.
than Casimir? Because you're like 800
Yes.
years old, right?
Yes. My biological age is older. But chronological, but biologically, I am.
I don't even. I can understand you, and I still don't know what you say.
I also go, well, my age, I measure in clout. And
I make big mistake at who I choose to be our envoys to this new location.
You just hear Flora go, "You go, bro."
You see Brett just like, God, I know this hurts me, and I know this probably hurts you too. You just see him like silently like giving like half like a half-hearted like sign of the cross, where it's just like, I have not prayed so long.
This is a burn.
It burns
Yeah,
a
a
little.
little bit. Yeah. But he prays and goes like, please, I know my boyfriend is a vampire hunter. I know he is. Please just send him here. Just bring him here, please.
It is funny that as you are praying and you're like, this is never going to work, because like, I'm a vampire. This literally burns. This is like a literal Hail Mary. You hear a familiar yowling start from outside your house. And as this happens, you like book it downstairs, borderline using vamp speed in front of mortals. It takes all your restraint not to immediately out yourself in that regard. You see two mortal individuals walk through the door. They are dressed like Helsing, but like Hugh Jackman is Van Helsing from the early 2000s movie, and Anna, the one with him, who is like Kate Beckinsale's character. They both arrived together. They seem to be like a couple's costume, and one of them is the very person your cat has been set to look out for, a certain ex-wife of yours, and that is the Helsing character. I would say if anyone else goes down, does anyone else go down there to like look at these new people?
I heard a cat yowling. Of course, I'm running down.
Dracania, the Anna who is with this person sticks out to you because you guys watch a lot of vampire media to try and keep on touch with references, so you also know it's like how to know when if someone immortal's talking about this. Is it, oh, they actually know things about vampire society, vampire secrets, or they're being serious, or oh no, they're talking about this reference, this thing, and it's a way to keep like you guys safe. So a lot of you watch and consume a lot of vampire film, television, etc. So you've watched this movie, you know exactly what movie they're cosplaying from. But I do believe either the Anna in that movie doesn't wear one, or she has like a distinctive necklace. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she has a necklace that she wears in the movie, and that's the one part of this costume that is not authentic. And why you know that is starting watching movies because instead they're wearing a necklace that has a family crest on it. That is one that you know because it's a family crest of the vein of hunters that murdered Spike.
Oh, no.
So this seems to be a double hunter scenario has showed up at your party. So maybe these comments that have made to social media, that live stream that had Casimir and Vredislav on the live stream talking, having their little drama debate about vampires and time, was seen by, depending on your outlook, the best or the worst person possibly that could have seen it, and they've made their way here.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Did the ex-wife live in the house with us?
Vretislav, do they know this ex-wife of yours?
So Flora knows the ex-wife.
Yeah.
Great.
Can I just go up and like hug her and be like, Auntie?
Him.
Oh, him. Sorry. I forgot. My bad.
Yeah.
But go up to him and just be like,
Okay.
The Helsing is the ex-wife.
yeah. But just like run up and be like, I'm still gonna say Auntie.
Perfect.
As you do that, the other hunter, Anna, who is with them, is just gonna look at like shocked and appalled and like a wide eyes like what the fuck? And the ex is gonna be like, okay, I thought the costumes would be enough cover. I fucked up.
The costume as the thing you are. Mood.
My darling, I recognize your voice anywhere.
Turns to look at you and is gonna be looks at you and puts on like what that like steeled, angry, the face that when you see your ex and you're trying to be like, I don't want a single bit of you to interpret any of this as I still care for you kind of face, gives you that look and goes, Vretislav, may I speak with you, please?
Where would you like?
Upstairs.
Oh, just a moment. Casimir, my room.
And Casimir's gonna be like, you think you can summon me to your room? Who do you think you are? Oblivious. He's not picking up on the vibes at all. Like the vibe has just changed immediately amongst all of you. Fucking oblivious.
I'm gonna tell my fucking boyfriend to come upstairs. He's not gonna listen, so.
Yeah, Casimir's staying downstairs. But Casimir actually will then clock the family crest on the Anna and immediately, for the first time all evening, finally has more of a sinister, threatening, actually like a vampire you don't want to fuck with vibe take over him. And it's the first time many of you have seen it. He doesn't do anything immediately ominous or something, but just like his whole demeanor has also suddenly changed and is now basically on like high alert. The Anna is gonna look at remind me how to say your ex's name again.
Punkish.
Okay, is gonna look at him and go, since our cover's kind of blown, I don't think you can leave me here. And gonna look at you and be like, may my date come as well? Look a little bit too like I'm purposely trying to be a dick by saying like date to my ex, a little bit smugness to it.
Of course, darling.
Great.
Birds of a feather flock together.
So they'll follow you upstairs. Casimir will lean to Dracania. Maybe we're in luck. Maybe they kill him. Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
So they head upstairs.
The target I wanted.
Yeah, you guys are going to be gathering, well, to like kind of distract, make sure your party guests don't pick up on this very threatening, tense vibe. You guys are going to start gathering people into the room with like the music and the stage, both for like costume contest judging and then to prep for Quinn's performance. That's what the other four of you are going to be doing.
Perfect.
Yes.
Before I leave, I'm going to give was essentially spiked blood to Casimir. He does not know that it is spiked with alcohol.
Okay, so what is it spiked with? Cool. Okay, he's gonna be like, oh, some respect at last. About time. And walk away and follow the others into as they assemble the guests. So cutting to Vretislav with the two hunters upstairs. As you get upstairs, Punkish goes, can we be over? And he's talking very quietly. Can we be overheard? Is this a safe space?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Anna here. Originally came here. Anna had given me her word you would be spared. We weren't here for you. We were here for others. But now this complicates things a bit because you somehow have the fucking Exarch at your party. When the fuck did he leave Europe?
I don't know. He arrived an hour early.
Okay, you know what? Maybe we can salvage this. Maybe I know you have no problem with this. I remember. Would any of your friends have an issue with removing him?
He's like thinking, where it's just like he's doing like the meme where like the woman is doing the math and the math is all around her.
I know
He's
that
like, and he's just like, well, I've known him for a really long time, and like we kind of used to be sort of friends.
Grandpa's got to die at one point.
That's true. True. I will say, I do care for him in like a weird brotherly, we hate each other relationship. I don't know how to dispatch him without killing him. And, you know, you grow up with somebody for so long, you become attached, you care. I mean, I don't really particularly care for him. If he gets maimed, am I going to laugh? Yes.
Okay. We kind of only do the killing. We're not really about maiming vampires. That's kind of like, you know, a failure.
Forgot we're boring.
And Anna's like, I mean, we could maim the other one.
What other one?
I heard an unfinished job of mine was here. Came to finish her off.
You would do no such thing.
Normally, I would just say we'll see about that and take your head off right now. But we're kind of outnumbered, and apparently you two have unfinished business, so I'm not allowed to do that.
I'm just gonna nip to the bathroom real quick, just so you're not surprised why the camera's gone.
I show the wedding ring. I do.
And he's gonna look at me like, you have a, like, his face kind of like he's disarmed for a minute. You still wear it?
Yes. Until they die, I wear it.
I always assumed that was when you were still never mind. Okay, Casimir. Look, you know what? I think we can trade up the mission we came here with, because I mean, taking out the Exarch, literally biggest fish, more than enough. Our guild would be cool with that. But I mean, it's on your turf. It's going to cause some problems. But we can say that you guys then rallied to, like, enraged by the death of your Exarch. We were forced to flee. Perfect excuse why we don't try and take out any of you afterward. It's a great cover story.
Do it.
He's going to reach out and put, like, a hand on your shoulder. Thank you. And be like, okay, can you tell your family of the plan? Mostly, you know, for it would be pretty shitty if they. I want to make sure Anna's safe. And I was like, I mean, I can look after myself. She goes, of course, make sure the girl's safe because the girl needs help. Under her breath. He's like, that's not what I meant. You know that. You know I think you're a badass. And she's like, well, you could act like it more. And they almost start having like a bit of a little dispute right in front of you.
I have a group chat that they never use, and I only use in emergencies. And I'm going to text that plan.
So you're going to text in the group chat that the hunters are here to kill Casimir, but not us. Don't hurt them, is the vibe.
You get back many eggplant emojis from. He loves eggplant and purple penises.
Like the
Dracania's just gonna look at the phone, roll her eyes, and just put it back. She has too many things to worry about.
So once you show the group chat, so at least someone acknowledge it, so they'll trust you. As like, I'm Anna, I'll go downstairs. Like, all right, I'll go see what they're up to, get in position. She's like, IB, and she looks at him and she's like, IB, obvi, you be this. And they start saying like words that you're like, I should know what these words mean, but in context, they don't make any sense. And you guys are speaking some sort of like hunter code for like positioning and planning in a shorthand that you're not familiar with. And they finish their conversation and Anna goes downstairs. You realize that was also actually named Anna, so it was convenient and works out. And Punkish turns to you and goes, okay, honestly, I didn't want her to hurt any of your family. Like I didn't really come here to do any of that, but the head of our guild saw you on fucking TikTok live talking about vampires and showing your house, and they immediately were trying to get someone on this, and I knew if I didn't come here, it would be someone much more savage than I was. Maybe. By the way, since when the fuck are you on TikTok? You know how many times when we were together, I tried to make you do some of those like cutesy videos, like challenges with me, couples challenges. You wouldn't do it. You never did them.
It's because Jonas is so hip with the kids.
Why do you think I didn't do it?
That would be fine. It's specifically because you were talking about vampire bullshit that we came here. Which, by the way, Anna is the only one who knows, like in our guild, that we had a thing. So she knows. But
It haven't been.
Yeah. And you know what? I wanted to come here and make sure that you were safe. And I think maybe if no one of us dies tonight, I think maybe we need to talk.
You can do that.
Okay, I'm gonna go. And looks like real awkward and goes downstairs. I was having a real hard time making eye contact with you the whole time they were saying that, and was looking
Can I like gently grab his arm in his hand? Can I just kiss it?
Turns around. Oh, the hand.
Yeah.
After you do that, there's a prolonged moment of then the eye contact finally happens because he couldn't look at you the whole time he was talking, and there's like this sustained moment of the eyes and like doesn't take his hand away, and then there's a particularly loud like cheer from downstairs, like some party goer noise, and then like kind of like brings it back and goes downstairs. So it looks like their planning is Anna is going to be in the position where she's visible to Casimir the whole time, and she's playing the I'm the threat, pay attention to me, and Punkish is going to try and then get somewhere, maybe because it's on the first level, the costume contest stage, he's going to look for like a balcony or a gallery on the upper level that has a view going down, so he can maybe do some cool sneak in from above vampire hunter shit on Casimir when the time comes. Those of you who are downstairs, you have all your people lined up for the costume contest. You now realize as you're like judging them, going through, you never decided on the prize for the contest.
I got this. I thought of this.
Idea too. Okay, go ahead.
So you have so you right now you're in like a team huddle, being like, what's the prize? Fuck, and you have to figure it out.
Can I be the prize? Not like me, but like as a puppy.
I think I need to go back to being your father.
No, you're my younger brother. We've established this.
I think that's a good
But
idea.
no. Me as a puppy.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
okay, you're good. Okay.
I like that idea.
I think that'd
It's
be a
much
great
cheaper
idea.
than my idea, which was Bitcoin.
That's sort of nothing, Jonas. We'll get back
Why do you
to
have a
Bitcoin, 'cause
computer
that's nothing.
coin?
I don't know, but it was very expensive.
How much did you
You want
spend on
one
a computer
whole
coin?
One whole Bitcoin's like 30 fucking grand or something. Like, you have vampire money, so like you could literally have bought a whole.
He actually like one of the paintings is a replica because he sold it.
So there's a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's an NFT of the painting. I don't know what any of these
Oh.
things are, but I'm learning.
Oh,
I've
fun.
learned.
Okay, yeah, we'll go back to this in a bit because that's rough for you.
I like being called a crypt, oh bro. So
Those
That's
are
actually
different.
really funny.
It's okay.
I arrive at the party thing overhearing Prize, and I have one of my good robes.
Me being a puppy is a lot better than a robe.
I
And
think
then
it's a
I-
good idea.
Back.
I'll come back.
No.
The
You're
family will
just
be
gonna
fine.
run away? You're gonna go to the pound? Do I have to come get you?
Hey,
Yeah,
I don't think you'd have
don't-
to come get me. I'm sure I wouldn't get arrested.
As a puppy?
Okay, that's not reassuring, to be honest.
No, not as
They're
a
arresting
puppy.
puppies, we have problems.
No, they're not arresting. I meant me. You know, like I'm hungry.
Casimir's gonna be like, oh, I like this. Yes, I like this idea now. It's like, I see. You go home, cute, unsuspecting puppy, go to sleep, middle of night, chomp. Oh, it's genius. Love it.
See, now that
All right.
Gramps likes
First
it, I'm not
thing-
100% on the fence anymore.
Don't think about that. First place, and then the rope can be second place.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Or
get
hold
that
on.
finished.
Are you doing group costume and individual separately? Or are we doing just one prize, best group or individual? Or are you doing like and then we can have multiple prizes? Then we can use all your ideas. We can give Bitcoin, robe, and puppy.
I think
How
we
do you
should
give a
sell that
Bitcoin?
Bitcoin back.
Do not give people Bitcoin.
But how
Do
do you
not.
do that? Like, do you like take out a computer chip?
I do not know.
I
We'll
do not
Google it.
know.
It was very difficult to buy.
I do not know, but wife 58 does. I can give her call.
No, we don't need to do that. We shouldn't give people Bitcoin.
I follow
People
a
will-
wife 58 on Instagram.
Oh.
Is it
okay.
mine? What does she look like?
I don't know.
You know a username? You don't know what you follow? Very irresponsible use of social media.
We will do overall costumes. Just there aren't that many people here, so if we split into groups, it's not.
I'm sure if we
Okay,
announce
yeah.
a
So-
puppy as a prize, people will be more excited.
So
I
who,
like the
First place
puppy
and
idea.
second place.
who are we giving prize to? Wait, I've got it.
Which is so
Give
hard.
prize to Vampire Hunter. Force them to come up on stage, and they can't do anything. The whole crowd's watching them. They cannot murder. But then we kill her on stage, and then we tell everyone is like
Can't have
performance.
someone on stage. I can't.
But they don't,
That's
That
not
they
very
won't-
yummy.
the
They
can't
vampire
perform
hunter
in
does
that
not have the
situation.
best costume. That's the integrity of the contest is at stake here.
Like,
Yeah.
are you trying to ruin
Steak.
the party?
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
trying to
steak is a
protect us.
sensitive word.
I am trying to protect them, eliminate threat, like good leader. I'm not caring about your costume contest right now.
Yeah, but
Well,
what?
I'm
Looking for my boyfriend. I'm looking for my boyfriend.
He's upstairs still.
But what about like my needs? Because if you do this, I will be really sad, and I won't get the meal that I really like.
Puppy dog eyes.
Um,
Use the puppy dog eyes.
can I use the puppy dog eyes on him?
Yeah.
I am going to use puppy dog eyes on him to convince him to not get the hunters on stage because I want to go with the family because I don't know about the plan because Flora doesn't have has a film but does not touch it.
Okay. He's gonna look at you and be like, "Oh God, fine. This is why you're such powerful vampire. Can't resist. He's just a." And it looks like he wants to like pinch your cheeks, but he doesn't because that's condescending, and you're not a child. But like, and then just like sits there pouting. He's like, "So what? We're doing puppy thing, or are we doing robe?"
I think
oh, there's
puppy-
more than one winner.
Yeah, robe for second place, puppy for first.
Okay, so who is second and who is first? So your choices again to choose from. The homemade Astarion, Gale, and Shadowheart. Of course, various Spider-Men, some store-bought, some homemade. A Deadpool and Wolverine looking. The Wolverine looks like okay. The Deadpool's pretty good. Again, the Anna Vampire Hunter from Van Helsing. The Sailor Scouts missing a Mercury. All look store-bought and they don't have some blood on them, but they're very matching. And again, no shade, just as someone who a lot of their cosplays, because I don't have the spoons to make them. No shade to store-bought cosplays, by the way. The Scooby Gang has left. They're one of the first ones here. So they've dipped. They were the early birds. They've gone home.
Damn.
The Sam and Dean Winchester with the Castiel, again, looks very authentic, but it's also like, that's not hard clothes, like trench coat, plaid, jeans, you know?
Yeah.
The Lin-Manuel Miranda, Alexander Hamilton, which looks like they
Absolutely.
managed to maybe buy one of the costumes from an
Absolutely.
actual production and just like, therefore, it is authentic. The Paul Atreides from Dune, the live action and the anime One Piece, and then various Barbie movie and a Joker and a Harley Quinn, and they've done like the red and black like cartoon Harley Quinn with like the jester hat thing, like not like the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn.
Flora's
Who does Flora want to eat the most?
Yeah.
She's gonna go. They're just gonna go like, I beg of you, can we do the Winchesters? Because that'd be so funny. Be a great meme.
Oh my god, I've seen that show. It'd be like the first 5 minutes of an episode, but they are the ones that are the generic people get killed in the first 5 minutes of an episode by a monster, but they were dressed as them. That's so funny. And Casimir starts laughing really hard.
Dean's really
That's
trusting.
perfect.
Yeah. Or
Second place?
I think Alexander Hamilton.
Yes.
Yeah,
He would appreciate the
robe would
robe.
go well with the outfits. I will allow it.
Okay. So we're judging based on prizes. We're not actually judging based on costume, because honestly, I don't know who he is. But that guy points to the Paul from Dune, because it is an incredibly impeccable, like someone watched the movie for ages. It's also like October of 2024, so those movies have been out for a while or out on like streaming services and stuff by this point. Could have been fastidiously studied for cosplayers. Like, don't know what that thing is, but very cool looking. In fact, almost looks like some sort of sci-fi vampire hunter if I didn't know better.
Plot twist.
They also bring blood.
Okay.
I feel
okay.
that it's a
Good
theater
plans.
kid, and in my soul, I need to give it to the theater kid.
Good plans. Good plans. I like it. Oh, okay. Who announcing? Quinn. Quinn.
Our guest of honor. Guest of honor. Our home.
Okay,
Person
if
of
you
honor?
want me to, I can.
Person of honor. Yeah.
Person of honor.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah, I can do that.
Go.
Yeah,
do it.
We'll go up and announce the winner.
I'm
and bring
going
everyone.
I'm going to tell Flora the plan very quietly and away from Casimir.
Flora's like nodding along and is taking every single word, but is also equally excited at the thought of doing this plan of becoming a dog, like a family dog for someone, and then eating people, and that's like really exciting to them as well. They're like, yeah, no, cool plan. I get to eat people.
As you say that, Punkish goes, "You're what?"
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Plausible deniability. I heard nothing. And it's okay. So after the contest, I need you to tell him when Quinn's concert starts. I think that's the best cover time. And again, he's watching Anna when everyone else is watching Quinn, and you need to tell me whatever her loudest song is, like whatever has the most like noise would not be a distraction. That's when and we need to keep him at the back of the audience, away from everyone, like behind them all, so that no one else sees.
I know who to ask. Don't worry.
All right. Sounds like a plan. There's lots of plans happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I am just readying my meme for after this is all over. People died.
It's just like a shitty PNG of a skeleton. It's like, man,
I
I'm
was like,
dead.
what is
Comic
what is
Sans.
rest of memes?
Slay.
People died. Slay.
All right, Quinn, you can do the honors as it is minutes to midnight of announcing the contest winner, so your concert can start promptly at midnight.
Yes, Quinn will do their standard like big spiel of like the speech of like, oh, we're so happy everyone's here, everyone did such a good job, and I'm so excited to see you all. Before announcing the winners and sort of glancing to make sure to be like, is Flora ready? Are we gonna give the
Oh, I
puppy
should probably change
now?
something to a dog. Really cute puppy.
So you need to make a shape-shifting check. What Is there any bonds that could apply to give you? You only get 1d6 because you don't have shapeshifting.
Yeah.
As a,
I'm here.
I'll say you do have. I'll say if Vredislav is right there with you and almost like coaching you through, because Vredislav is the best shapeshifter in your house.
Yeah.
So maybe they can be. You can get a d6 from their assistants. Do you have any bonds that would apply?
Could I get one from Dracania? Because it is, which Dracula do you wish took you more seriously and why? And this is like the kind of first moment in a while where it's like, oh, we're running with my idea.
And it also means letting you go off by yourself.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. So sure. So you can have 3 d6. And I would say you're looking for 2 successes since shapeshifting is not your forte.
Okay.
As Flora sire, can I help at all? I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I have for the bond for battle sense also is the lack of like I'm disappointed by ruthlessness, and technically everyone's letting me be ruthless. So like,
also you could also make a shadow casting, like you're using shadow casting to also hide them from being seen shape shifting, and that from the dice, like you're making it really dark around them, like but naturally, so that no one's like, there's a weird black hole in the middle of the room. More like, oh, a light burnt out before we fix it. Hold on, and in that shadowy corner is where she's gonna shapeshift. So sure.
So I'd get 3 or 4 then.
4. Now you're at 4.
Nice. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's 3 5s, 2 5s, and a 6.
Because also it's great too, because since there was enough vampire powers being added, there would have been a consequence on the blowback table if you'd rolled a 1. So I'm glad you did.
God.
All right, so
potted plant.
Yeah, right.
With like
Vredislav in the corner being like, all right, clear your mind. And now picture the puppy, be the puppy, like just giving you advice. And Jonas in the making sure no one can see you in the shadows and thinking and your excitement as you're like, Dracania is letting me do this. Oh my God, this is a first. You do it. What kind of puppy do you turn into?
Rottweiler.
Nice. Like it.
Nice.
I like it. Because again, of Supernatural, I almost picture it. There's an episode of Supernatural. I don't watch the show at all. Where there's a witch's familiar turns into a Doberman and has that spiked red collar. I'm picturing you have a spiked red collar because also you're gonna give the winning prize to the Supernatural group, and then they might be like, "Oh my God!" Anyway,
it was between that or maybe doing the Golden Retriever because of Sam's Golden Retriever in the
show.
But then I was like, the Rottweiler's so perfect. It feels like it fits Flora.
There we go. Okay, so you do it. So now in the back, and then Dracania will be sitting there holding Rottweiler Flora, ready to be the person who hands off the prize. Because as the person who is the most, I'd say, being the sentimentalist, the most in touch with your human side, and the least like scary to the guests, other than Quinn. So you're the one who would be physically giving out the prizes.
Yes. Quinn will announce and sort of gesture and be like, We have our first place prize, like up the back here with my friend Shakania. If anyone wants to take a look, we've got a prize for you.
And you see half the crowd's like, wait, is that a real? That's a real fucking puppy. And of course, many people get immediately excited, like puppy, but then like, wait, they're actually. Okay, I can't have a dog. I don't work from home. I travel. People being like, oh fuck, what if we win now? And you're like, oh god. So there's a lot of mixed reactions and a lot of chatter happening in the crowd as you announce this. But some people do look very genuinely excited and are just dumb enough to not question.
Do the Supernatural crew look excited?
Well, the Castiel does, and the other two are like, bro, what? You can't. But the Castiel is like, oh my God, come on, it'd be so great. And they're like, dude, we live in a tiny apartment. And like I find out they're also all roommates and they all live together.
Oh my God,
and 2 of them are dating. 2 of them are dating.
I
wonder which
absolutely.
I mean, I would hope so.
So now Sam is like, I mean, I can do the puppy, but then the Dean and Castiel both go no at the same time, but then also argue about what do they do with it. They can't keep it, but they also refuse to let the Sam have it. Anyways, it's great.
I will puppy dog eyes the hell out of this.
Yeah, I would key into the argument and then announce them as the winners to be like, okay, once they're all like, no, I want the puppy, I'll be like, and our winners tonight, and sort of gesture to them.
Again, the Dean and Castiel look very excited right up. The Sam's like, oh God, fuck, and like follows up them because now it's like this is not. And there's people in the crowd. Some of the ones that made like the Baldur's Gate 3 cosplayers look a bit disappointed, and you see one of them be like, fixed under their breath, rigged or whatever, and then like
I slide over to them and just sort of loom.
And yeah, they very quickly quiet down as you loom over them, like, oh, good.
I will growl at them.
Fixed, I say.
Sorry.
Yeah, Quinn will continue. We'll announce the second place for the robe. It would be like, I suppose I can match your costume. And it's just like, I hate this and I didn't want you to win, but I'm not going to show that because I'm better than that.
They seem very surprised. They get very excited. They do genuinely look very appreciative, and they're like admiring this robe. And again, the Baldur's Gate 3, mostly the Shadowheart, who like also like made a whole ass like spear out of like the polyfoam and everything. Yeah. Looks like she starts to say something, but then again sees Jonas and like shuts her mouth.
Yeah, kind of like sort of smile at them, just like, thanks, I appreciate your patience. I'm going to be setting up for my concert really quickly, so stick around for that. And we'll just kind of drift off so that she can make a dramatic entrance for her concert.
Perfect. So now everyone's getting in place. They're getting around the stage you've set up in your house. What you've done is you have that room where the music is coming from. You're keeping, but the stairs have a view. So you're actually using the staircase as a stage. Which everyone's going to be hella impressed, because also navigating like an uneven, the whole thing, like there's not a single flat space anywhere. And everyone's trying, other than you can use the upper galleries and they can all see. So basically the whole bottom floor is like the stage, and then the stairway and the upper level is for you. And the whole time while you're getting ready, Casimir is just like eyes on Anna, very much like wolf sizing up prey. And Anna is looking back, and you see Anna kind of like moves the coat aside. She does have wooden stakes on her person, as well as what look like various fire-related things, like maybe some also like small firecrackers and fireworks, both for blinding and because vampires are very flammable, things like that. And like they just kind of have each other in like a stalemate. Like, I'm watching you watching me, the first person. Every so often she'll like flinch a little bit to see if he moves, and he falls for it like once but doesn't, and then like it's just very interesting. They're waiting for the moment. Yes, Vretislav.
I'm going to text my boyfriend, and I'm going to tell him to text Anna to head to the back.
Okay, he'll do that. And so Anna navigates herself to the back of the crowd. So he follows. So now they are at the best. So they're basically like by the front door almost. And then when the concert starts, they might even spill out onto the balcony. And Punkish is gonna then climb out a window and be on like balustrade or a small balcony from above, so that he can leap down when anything gets going. So now they basically slowly work their way outside, and then not awkward, like, but fading out from the crowd. So now they're outside and they're waiting for the cover of the noise from Quinn's concert before they like start to clash. And Casimir also puts a veil of shadow around the house and the balcony. Again, it's more so, or less of like a veil of shadow, like not in the way Jonas does, like Nosferatu style, but it's almost more like anyone for the next little while, if their eyes want to look at their house, their eyes almost like slide off of it and they can't hold their gaze on your property for a while. It's like a mental mind trick that, because of his age and his elevated place in vampire society, he can pull off. And Quinn, what is the song you are going to kick off your concert with?
Quinn's gonna play through one of her biggest hits from her new album, which is Vampire, which she finds very funny personally. She wrote it before she was turned and was like, oh, I have to put it on the album now. Quinn also has like gotten changed, so she has like a pale blue like ruffly top on, and then like leather trousers, like a long leather trench, and has put in fake vampire fangs. Like the little...
Have you actually put in fake fangs, or you made them your real fangs look fake?
I made the real one look fake.
Got you.
Because she's doing like a whole bit, and will take a. She has made an actually fake wooden stake, because she wasn't going to risk a real one, so that she could do a big dramatic theatre bit about it. But she will kick off with that.
I love it. Now, I really quick, have to run to the bathrooms. I had to pee so bad for like half an hour, but it's literally next door. I'll be like 2 minutes. So if you want, you all can discuss, and I can still hear you in my head, so you can discuss the finer, any last minute additions to your plan or any interaction with any guests you're doing. Give me like 2 minutes.
If we need an extra distraction, Flora will piss on the Winchesters and bark. Which is not a sentence I ever thought I would say in my life.
Quinn's current plan is when everything goes feral, is going to like drape herself back over the banister and pretend to stake herself when she has one of the blood bags strapped to her so that she can like do a whole thing.
Nice. I think Dracania would mostly just do kind of like crowd control because she's so excited that Quinn is performing. She's just like, that's my girl! Yeah!
I can't believe
Jonas
you know
and
all
I.
of the words, Dracania.
Jonas and I are both going to go to the bathroom right now.
Great plan.
He's just chilling in the bathroom. He's like live tweeting.
He's live tweeting.
But not about the concert.
No, a bit like everything
Eggplant.
What's Rat doing besides protecting the boyf?
That
is a horrible phrase.
He's grabbing. He is grabbing Strigoi, just in case.
Okay.
And if worse comes to worse, Strigoi fucking hates Casimir. Casimir. Hates Casimir.
Yeet.
Strigoi fucking hates Casimir.
Amazing. So I guess I think what I will do is when this kicks off, I'm gonna have everyone make a roll that is related to the part they're playing in this moment, and we're gonna have a group check, and there is a number of successes collectively you need to have for this to successfully work out.
I need a roll to piss.
Go yeah. You do.
May I ask if I can like have Lady Demetresque nails on
Absolutely.
the deck?
Fuck yeah, you can.
Yes.
I don't even need to roll for that.
No, just do it. I mean, that's a shape-shifting roll, I'd say. So you can make a shape-shifting roll if that's how because you're readying to be like back up and to defend your love.
Yes.
So that will be your roll.
Can my pissing be disarming?
Yeah, it would be a disarming roll. We'll wait to do it till Jonas is back, so I'll do it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yours would be disarming. Quinn's would be beats because it's you're performing. And for Dracania,
Because the sentimentalist is like patron of the arts, so I figured like artistry would work.
yeah, artistry roll for this would be fine. That will work.
Are we allowed to use bonds for this?
Yeah.
Because can I still have the Dracania one, or is that like I used it up technically?
No. They apply multiple times. Like every.
Well, I
anytime
meant
they're
more because it's
applicable.
same plan essentially.
That's fine.
why I'm okay.
But it's a different skill check, different part of the plan.
Oh, that works.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take an extra d6 onto my shapeshifting roll because I fucking hate that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I also hate Casimir, so I will also get an extra one.
Let's play a game of which dice do I want to use?
I'm gonna cash in my who's the most fun in our party, and cash it in with Flora because this is Flora's plan, and
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
But it's like,
May I
yeah,
also
no,
grab
they're
another
right for this.
d6? May I also grab another d6 because the most useful Dracula tool for me is Quinn.
Yeah, because Quinn is the big distraction.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
So Jonas, when this all goes down, remind me what exactly Jonas is doing. Like the moment of the attack, the moment this is all happening. What is your contribution to helping this all work out successvibly?
I think he's just enjoying the party. I think he completely forgot that there was a
Okay.
plan. He's vibing. This party is bussing. This is he's very based.
Then you get 1d6 just for vibe, adding to the
Question.
vibe check, but you don't get more for an actual skill.
If do I notice this? Because if yes, can I get another d6? Because he's not being very ruthless, and it's
Yes,
a disappointment.
100% disappointment.
Let's
to
go.
vampire kind.
Let's go.
So as a group, you will need collectively 6 successes for this to work without a complication.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll.
Let's go! I got a 6.
I got
You
no
have 3,
6s.
4.
So we all roll? Is
Got
that-
1
Yeah,
six.
I'm doing a group check. So you're going to roll 1 dice. You're not doing an active skill, but you're still part of the group. You came up with the plan. You're involved, but you're not doing an active thing to help out in this moment.
A
rolled
5
a
doesn't
6.
count, does it?
Nice.
Nice.
All right,
We
you
got 5
definitely rolled it up.
sixes.
Did anyone get a 1? Okay.
Got a 1.
You're a potted plant. No.
I got
No. So
I got a 5 and 2 6s.
okay, so at the peak of the crescendo of the song, the moment you all know, because whether you like it, some of you are intimately familiar with Quinn's music by choice, and some of you by force. And you all know like the loudest part of the song, and also the part where the audience will be most enthralled by Quinn's performance. So at that moment is when basically you guys give the signal to like Casimir and Anna so they can go, but really it's also to them and Punkish. And that's also when you as a puppy choose to like piss on and bite the new person holding you as you get another distraction. But as you do that, one of them goes, "Oh God, bad puppy!" And they go to like put you down. They're like, "Ow, rude!" And like you drew blood, so they now are like doing first aid, which you kind of lick your lips. You're like, "Ooh, nice extra bonus." But they suddenly you're not sure they're gonna want to take you home. We'll find out. You maybe have scared them away. Meanwhile, in this moment, Casimir and Anna go to leap at each other. Anna with a stake, Casimir, but because Vredislav up top was waiting and you knew the exact moment, like Vredislav was reacting based on the crowd cheering. All of you were anticipating like 2 beats before because you knew the music. So in that time before was time enough for Punkish to drop from the balcony and land perfectly, knocking Casimir to the ground, and a stake perfectly aligned right over his heart. And it's almost like it pins, and he doesn't even, it happens so fast that he goes to like leap forward, and it's almost like that's rooted him to the spot as he's knocked to the ground, and there's this awkward like lurching, and his face, this moment of like complete shock, and it takes him a second to register. And because he's so old, he doesn't die right away, because the older you are, the more delayed the effects. It's like a slow desiccation rather than an immediate like burst into flame or ash kind of thing. So he has time, he can't move or anything, but he has time to like look up. And he looks up and he sees not only the hunter immediately on top of him, but on the balcony above, he sees you, Vredislav, and you're like the last thing waving to him, the last thing he sees. And he's like, "You traitor," and starts to crumble and desiccate. And after a few minutes, like by the end of Quinn's song, there is just some ash blowing down the street and his clothes left behind.
Hell yeah, mine now.
Yeah. And Anna comes over and gives Punkish a high five and is like, "Perfect timing." And he's just like, "As always." And like brushes some literal ash of Casimir off him, but in that like, I'm so cool way. Quinn, audience fucking raving about your show. And between you and Dracania, you also, and Jonas, the vibes, like you managed to make it unplugged. Like no one is, their phones aren't out, they're not streaming it because Quinn asked not to. And then Dracania and Jonas are in the crowd. Dracania in that almost like protective mom way, like, "Bitch, I will fuck you up. Like, do not disobey." And Jonas more in the, your looming creepy presence. And everyone knows all night you've been talking about like holding up your phone and social media. They almost don't want to bring their phone out around you because they don't want to prompt that discussion again. It's enough to keep this completely unplugged. So Quinn's performance also remains on lockdown, but people are allowed to tweet about it. So there's like mad tweets and like text things going out. And all of a sudden your party is now trending on Twitter because in our future timeline, Elon Musk has been ousted and it's called Twitter again because as all things are as they should be.
Yeah. Let's go.
And your performance is going incredible. Only thing that seems to go not without a hitch. The Winchesters and Castiel seem now like they're very hesitant to pick up this puppy again. And you keep trying and you keep like giving puppy eyes and you're like, "I'm sorry," and you're like pawing them. And they're like, and they're like, you pick it up. "No, it's your dog. You took it. Dude, it was a group contest. No, we all won. It's all of our dog." Now they're like arguing and no one seems to want to pick you up. and bring you home. Yes, Dracania?
Can I use my empathy to get them to take her home?
Sure.
Okay.
You come over? How are you using, are you coming over? What are you saying to them, or like what heartstring are you pulling on to make them do this?
I think what I would do is I would pick up Flora and I would like get them to calm down and be like, hey, it was just a really big party. Like, they're just a little overstimulated. It's okay. I'm sorry. Like, it's not going to be infected, but you still deserve to win.
And like as you do, it's like you to help her like put on your cutest face and look all disarming and like curl up to and like nuzzle Dracania, like, look, I'm a nice Rottweiler. It's fine.
Can I like let out the like biggest like whine as well to like go alongside it? Like I'm just deeply hurt by all of this and sad.
Yeah. So make an empathy check, and you can get the extra D6 from the performance of Flora.
I'm an actor.
Actor.
2 5s.
Okay, success. So the Sam Winchester dressed one will then go pick up Flora and go, yeah, come on. I mean, it was loud noises. This is scary. This is probably overwhelming setting. Is she a rescue? Is that why? Is there like, should we know about? Is there like some PTSD or anything?
Yeah, they're a rescue. We have a couple of Rottweilers down the street and the puppies ran away. So I took care of them until they were ready. They're all vaccinated and everything, but I feel like you'd be a good home for them.
Okay. Well, at least now we know where she are we good to like call you if we have like a question, you know, if something comes up like about her medical history or something, or
Of course. And so I give my number.
cool. And as you do that, they're leaving the party. They're walking down the street with with Flora. Well, the same holding Flora, and then the dean's like, "Hey, listen, you got her number." He's like, "Shut up! That's not why I asked." And then they're like ribbing each other down the street. You can overhear with your vampire hearing that they're intimating if the Sam Winchester is going to call you for reasons that are not dog related.
Well, not sure I'll be able to call by the end of this night.
Nope.
So the rest of your party, now that like the big thing has happened, goes off pretty well. People are there until like 2, 3 a.m. Party's getting noisy, getting crazy.
Party's ready.
Look at that. But yeah, as like the rest of the night, there's no more really awkward incidents. The vibes from Quinn's performance, and the like, it's like the awkwardness has dissipated a bit. They've had more time in your presence. They've gotten used to that feeling, like the survival instinct that would normally in the mortal be like you're surrounded by predators, leave. They've been around you long enough now that it's like dying down, and the rest of the night goes pretty good. And right before the sun comes up, you do see a slightly more dirty and in need of a bath Flora return home as a puppy, need of a bath because she's a little bit bloody. So you would assume that Flora pulled off their mission.
I
would say, I don't know how I look this way, but you have never seen Flora look more pleased with themselves.
The tail is wagging, and the eyes are bright, and the tongue is out, and like that little strut when like puppies are so pleased with themselves, like that they have.
They got a little swagger on.
Yeah, that's how you can tell.
I think Jonas would probably take a minute and realize, like I don't think it clicked with him when they did the plan that Casimir was going to die, you know, and at one point they were like brothers, like hundreds of years ago. Like he was a much older brother to Jonas, much older.
So much older.
So he kind of takes a minute and kind of mourns, but loss. But a lot of people die, over the years.
Young fella like you would know that.
Yeah.
And
it's just like
punk
rolls out on their sofa with like all the blood on there from when they did the fake stab, and it's just like, I I didn't know that, man. I don't know what was happening. Hope he sucked, because if not, rough way to go.
Live in the
And-
moment. That's really my motto.
Yeah. Before they leave too, Punkish will come seek out Vretislav one more time. Be like, you guys throw a pretty cool party. It was a good time. So about that talk, are you good tomorrow night, maybe?
I'm good any
I'll
night.
be home.
Okay. Do you want to meet at like he stops. He's noticing like at our place, which is like the coffee shop. You guys like that is 24-hour like open late into the night coffee shop, and like the only one in the city because who really is going for coffee at like 2 a.m. But other than a niche crowd, and as he says, our place stops himself. Rose was about to say, "Do you want to meet at the late night place, or do you want me to just come back here?"
Let's meet at our place first and then come back.
Okay, I mean, I don't want you to get the completely wrong idea. I mean, we'll see how coffee goes, but you can get the vibe. It's more like he's trying he doesn't want to appear like just that easy and desperate to like come back when you from your vampiric like mind reading, empathy, things that obviously they are Dracania's strengths, but you still have a little bit of you know that no, this is a reconciliation likely is coming that you've been waiting for quite a while, and you always had faith would come.
Thank you.
And you guys might have to maybe find a new place because you know our guild, like your house has been kind of burned now. But we'll see what we can do. I'll let you know.
How about the move?
The whole
I
thing of this
mean,
conversation is going on. Quinn is trying to explain limp wrists to Jonas. It's like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, can help. Again, maybe we can start talks with some sort of truce because you know part of what got caught on that live stream earlier was you talking about how vampires need to change, and maybe that's enough. Maybe it can start. Maybe we can get some talks going. You know, maybe we need to change too. And I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's 2024. This does feel kind of archaic. You know, very cloak and dagger, part of a fucking hunter guild and all that. You know.
I do have a spare letter that I left with Casimir. I've written this argument at least 15 times over the past few centuries. I don't know. Take this to your guild if you'd like.
Yeah. Like I really think this could be like the start of a really good change, actually. You know what? I had very low expectations coming here tonight, and I'm glad I was very wrong. And he'll start to go like to hug you to see if you're receptive, and then if you are, then I'll give you a hug before he leaves.
100%.
While this is going on, Dracania told Resolve to steal Anna's family crest.
Ooh, okay. Make a do you have manipulation on your sheet?
I do not.
Hold on.
I think that's my skill.
True. Maybe you could make. I guess you could make it an either. Maybe make it an artistry check, because almost like the way, like, you know, sleight of hand is like an art, and you're doing it through your minion kind of thing, or also the artistry of how well have you trained your minion to do these things. So you can make an artistry check if you like to see if that works.
That works.
2 successes. Yes, you did need 2 successes. So there you go. Yes. At some point, and because you see, while Punkish clearly seems very receptive, and you overheard a bit of their conversation with Vretislav about maybe this is a turning point for the vampire hunter relationship, vampire place in society in general, at least in in Toronto, and we'll see how it goes, spread across the world. Anna did seem a little bit frostier to that, or like a little bit less enthused. She's not like, oh, that's impossible, how dare you, meh, but she definitely didn't seem to be as optimistic as he was. But because she was listening to that conversation, didn't even notice the click on the back of her neck as the clasp unlocked, and the crow just like barely whispers against her skin, picks it up, very well trained, brings it to you, and you now have stolen the family crest from the line of hunters that killed your husband. Are you gonna keep it? What are you gonna do with it? Or
I'm gonna keep it until they leave, and then I'm gonna burn it.
Ooh, I love it. So the last guests trickle out the door. Flora trickles in, bloody. You do the immediate cleaning you need to. You can stay up a bit into the day because you've blacked out. You have blackout curtains that can go over all your windows, so you can stay up into the morning to do party cleanup. And also, you're all scrolling. Those of you that care about it are scrolling social media to see the overwhelming urge. Like, although it started out really rocky, but the overwhelming vibe was, this was a really cool party. And it was so cool to see Quinn in like a public setting for the first time, and like this intimate concert. Like, so many celebrities are doing these stadium tours now. Tickets are so expensive. We got an intimate concert for free. How cool is that? She's so in touch with her fans. Jonas has a whole 32 followers now. It's very exciting.
The most important part of this whole one shot, Jonas. Let's go.
Flora got to have her snack and got to be the most disarming innocuous that ever existed, not even as a human. Vredislav is on the way to making up with his lost love, and also maybe a turning point for vampires everywhere. So you're all feeling pretty pleased with yourselves. And Dracania managed to thwart a long-lost nemesis. Maybe get a little bit of small, not justice, but small revenge your little ways. And you think things are going great. You decide to check your mail before you have a mailbox outside. Before you go to sleep about midday, you have to run outside in like a thick blanket, quickly grab it, run back in because it's sunny. And you're all feeling very pleased with yourself until you see that thing in the mail that you dread the most, living in this bougie neighborhood that you live in this historically listed house, which you had to fight to get for. Well, Casimir fought for to get you guys allegedly. You see a letter from the homeowners association, and it's marked urgent. So somehow have pissed them off, and they are your next nemesis that you gotta have to deal with. But that will be for another time, because that is the end of our adventure for today. Unless you have any closing remarks of what any last minute things your vampires or your future might have in store for them.
Waffle
or you can
House.
save it if we play Waffle
House. Perfect. No, that's it.
Yeah.
And
great.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed your first time experiencing Oops All Draculas.
It was incredible.
It was so fun.
As I said earlier, I don't think I ever expected to say I'm gonna piss on the Winchesters
Winchesters
as an extraction. So,
it's incredible. Amazing.
Pretty sure there's a fanfic out there.
There's
for
some
sure.
for everyone everywhere. Alrighty. Before we have 10 minutes before the next game starts, we could probably wrap up in 5. We'll just go around and give everyone one more time to tell us who you are, where people can find you, what sort of stuff you do. And also, we started at $700 and we are now at $830 for Trans Lifeline by the end of our time slot. Let's go. So for anyone, if you ever want to see me on another channel, although I'm sure I'll be back on Pantsless Tables at some point again, Laura K483 on all the socials. I run a tabletop campaign on my channel right now. I'm a player on the channel twitch.tv/Dungeon Select. And I also have other one-shots, some other stuff I've done on my YouTube channel. And I will be a cast member in an upcoming actual play podcast that I cannot give more details of yet. But when I do, it's going to be very exciting. Stay tuned. And I also do non-tabletop streams. My stream is a hot mess of various video games, co-working and reading streams, and tabletop streams. It's just a little bit of everything.
Nice.
We'll do reverse order than how we did the intro. So we'll start with Bex and work around.
Alrighty, hi. Well, bye, I guess. I'm Bex. You can find me on the internet at various places. Mostly these days I'm on Blue Sky under Phoenix Force. I am a fantasy academic, so I post lots of academic observations about fantasy. You can see me in person if you are going to Worldcon in Glasgow this year for the Hugos. I am presenting there about the Brew Cormorant series by Seth Dickinson. I am also the co-host of a horror podcast called Out to Get You. We talk to lots of very cool people about their favourite horror films. We recently had Gretchen Felker Martin on talking about Bram Stoker's Dracula. So if you want to have more vampire content, we're your folks. And I'm on the editorial board for the sci-fi and fantasy magazine Strange Horizons, who are currently having their fund drive. So come along, have like a little read at the content, and if you like it, chuck us some money to see us through the next year. That's my lot.
Awesome. Vredislav, played by Jellyfish.
Hi, I'm Jellyfish Lines. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm a little tabletop RPG and dice goblin. You can find me everywhere online at Jellyfish Lines, usually without or with an S. And I am currently creating a actual play horror podcast based off the game by Jason Cordova called Public Access. And I scared the piss out of my players in session 1. Y'all are gonna like it.
They were telling us about some of the things from this actual play before while we were in our like getting ready green room.
Terrifying.
Oh my god, creepy as fuck.
So good.
If you like
Love it.
horror shit, absolutely tune into it.
Terrifying.
Mickey or Dracania?
Hi, I'm Mickey. I had so much fun playing Dracania again. I have been on Pantsless tables twice. The first time was I Want Your Bite, where Dracania gets her backstory. So if you want to see that, it's on their channel. I also am a content creator. I am on YouTube as Mickey Dragon. I do Let's Plays. There's going to be some lore content coming within the next year. And I am so excited. Thanks.
Hell yeah. And Flora, played by What a Pun.
Hiya, I am Fun. I post a wide range of gaming related content, talking about video games, showcasing video games, slowly getting into the TTRPG space as well. Been on the Pantsless table now for the second time as well. Previously also DM'd on Sassy's main channel. In general, you can find me either under What Upon Though on TikTok or What Upon Games on most other platforms. But yeah, it was lovely playing with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Lovely. Jonas played by Lex. Words are hard.
Yeah, this was really fun. Thank you everyone for joining us and for supporting Trans Lifeline. And Laura, Steve, everyone, thank you for including me. I've been Alex. I publish and perform as Lex Wilson, which is a long story involving the Screen Actors Guild and Barney the Purple Dinosaur. Follow me on social media, Alexotica on Twitter, or as Jonas's generation knows it, X. LexWilson.bsky.social on Blue Sky, LexWilson.com for everything else. You can currently find me on 2 horror actual plays with Lantern Light Adventures. We're doing Old Gods of Appalachia on Wednesdays, and on Saturdays we're doing Heart, the City Beneath with Girls Run These Worlds. And finally, a comic book series I did with Tony Gregory and Claudia Guerre called Starweed is about to wrap up. We're kickstarting the final issue. You can get the complete series later this year. Sign up at starweed.com. It's in a future where people smoke the remains of dead celebrities. These are the adventures of the people who heist the corpses. Thank you.
Oh, it's so
that sounds
sick.
insane.
That's so cool.
That's
I have one last
awesome.
plug.
Yes, go ahead.
And also, that does sound awesome. I have one last plug. I actually released Rumor Mill, which is a tabletop RPG inter-party session 0 tool and backstory like creator. And it is PBTA bonds, but make it very catty.
Nice.
Love it.
Love it.
Speaking of Catty and all the cats, I'm waking up the cat just to say goodbye.
Hello.
I bring an extra friend.
Hello, I love
This
you.
is Bailey. Bailey says, thank you everybody for supporting
Hello,
Trans
baby. I
Lifeline.
love you.
Also, everyone, I just group message to you, all my players. I had so much fun with y'all today. You ran with the system and we're so had such great ideas. I loved it and would love to share a table with y'all again. If I can.
Yes.
Same.
100%.
This is so much fun.
This is
Samesies.
incredible.
All right, Steve, you can kick it over to game number 4 whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Again, just wanted to say thank you really quick for doing this. It means a lot. It's for an excellent cause. You're all fantastic.